Ag Service Partners is your trusted company for Pioneer seed, chemicals, and crop insurance. Pioneer Seeds has developed and tested products to meet your challenges in the field. Ag Service Partners also has you covered when the white rain comes or anything else you may need with crop insurance. Tested and tried chemicals right here in the area to provide the best yield for your field. Write down the number and contact Ag Service Partners for the best farming season year in and year out.
For over 80 years, Sioux Corporation has been designing and manufacturing industrial pressure washers, steam cleaners, water heaters, water chilling systems, and steam generators to serve the needs of their customers. Sioux Premium Equipment is designed and built with reliability, performance, durability, and user safety as its top priorities. Sioux is locally owned and operated in Beresford and a proud supporter of all things Watchdog activities.
When it comes to advertising, reaching the right market while giving back to the school is just plain right. If you're looking for an effective method that reaches a large fan base at once, then here's your ticket with Live Ticket TV. With over 90 schools in the state of South Dakota, we can help you advertise locally with just your home team or reach the region. Plus, a portion of all sales go directly back to the school. Get a hold of Heath Nimke today and let's get started in building your brand with Live Ticket TV.
Out here, you learn that to keep growing, you have to keep changing. CHS and the farmers and ranchers we serve know all about change, because together we've changed agriculture. That's why we're the largest farmer-owned cooperative in the country. So farmers own the system they count on, with advantages at every step. From innovative tools that help crops grow, to grain processing expertise, to energy solutions, we create connections to empower agriculture.
He was one of my
Learn
hunter
more at
safety instructors.
chsinc.com.
Whether you're trying to be the next best amateur, or if you're like me and pretending you know anything about this game, then the Bridges at Beresford is the best 9-hole course in the area. Ooh, I think I missed him. The Bridges has everything you're looking for in a course, including a casual atmosphere and also a challenge on the greens. And the Bridges has a banquet space available too for your gatherings, so if you aren't into golf, they can still accommodate your needs. Visit their website today and find out more. What? I get as many mulligans as I want.
This is what matters. This is beyond X's and O's. This is the difference mutual respect makes. This is what character looks like. This is what defines us in South Dakota. This is sportsmanship. School sports, it's not the outcome that matters most, but the way the games are played. This message presented by the South Dakota High School Activities Association and the South Dakota Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
I'm going to show you, just so you can see it.
Yeah.
You can probably stand on it. There's nobody sitting there.
Number one.
Kelson, I know sometimes it's to where you're standing like this trying to do stuff, like halfway.
Styles changed.
Since last time I was trying to, you're supposed to like have it even on their field goals. So I was standing like this to be able to see it.
Beresford Telephone is your full-service local telephone company, providing telephone service, sales, high-speed fiber optic internet packages, and professional surveillance systems for both commercial and residential customers. Beresford Telephone also offers the only in-town gig-certified internet provider, which offers the highest speed services. Wanting to upgrade your existing service? Contact Beresford Telephone today and let them get started on your high-speed services in no time.
Everyone at Total Stop are big sports fans. And they want to wish the very best to the participating teams and their loyal fans. Don't forget to stop at your local Total Stop for your gas and grocery needs. Plus, get Total Stop rewards by downloading the app. To get more information, go to TotalStopFoodStore.com.
Starting the
Sarda
first bank in
did
South
not
Dakota
want
is
Diet
the easy
Coke.
part, earning the confidence of local farmers Helping families account for their dreams and securing the future for countless businesses took us a little longer. We owe it to the hard workers, big dreamers, and forward thinkers out there.
The 50-yard line is like
Thank
your
you for making South
stopping point where you
Dakota
start to zoom
a great
out.
place to call
So
home.
like when I get there, I'll start to zoom out a little bit to where I'll.
For healthier crops and stronger yields, count on Nutrien Ag Solutions. By partnering with the leader in plant nutrition, you'll have access to innovative products and unmatched service that deliver impact and efficiency to every acre. Healthier crops, happier growers. Lead the field this season and beyond. Find your local crop consultant at nutrienagsolutions.com.
Please gather at the south end of the stadium, down by the pep band, please. Senior cheer parents, senior football parents.
And then as soon, like after you get to about the 50-yard line, like 45 to like 45 about, in that area you'll start to zoom out a little bit. And you'll, so close, and like here, I'll probably just stay like this, but then I'll go, and I'll start to zoom out some. When you get as far.
Farming is more than a livelihood. It's a legacy. Simplot was founded by a hardworking farmer like you over 90 years ago, and we've been growing America's farms for generations. With local crop advisors grounded in your success, Simplot Grower Solutions is in your fields and by your side. We dig in deep to pinpoint what you need, where you need it, when you need it, even when the forecast is unpredictable.
Shields All Sports Store is your one stop for everything outdoors, with local experts eager to guide you through the widest selection of brands. Your one stop for exercise gear to get working out or fashions for going out. And your one stop for footwear in your size, your style, yours to take home today. Shields, employee owned, community minded, and like no place you've ever shopped before.
Welcome to tonight's athletic contest.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Ace is the only hardware retailer that carries Benjamin Moore paint at over 3,800 stores. With Benjamin Moore's premium quality, you can be confident you're getting the best. You can buy in store or order what you need online for curbside pickup or delivery. When you want the best, Benjamin Moore paint from Ace at participating stores.
Find Benjamin Moore paint and other great products at your locally owned Olson's Ace Hardware in Beersford.
If needed, please contact one of these individuals or another school administrator or event worker with concerns should they arise during the contest.
In tasks like
In the event of a weather emergency, we ask that you listen to the instructions given by the public address announcer. We should not have a repeat of 4 years ago tonight, hopefully. We're done before 1 in the morning.
Core Cares.
In case of such an emergency, you will be expected to evacuate the stadium as
Grossenberg Implement just made it easier to find good used equipment. Just go to grossenberg.com and see what used equipment we have that you may want to upgrade to. Lots of 2023 units between tractors, combines, and everything in between. Stop into any of our 9 locations or browse online to see what will fit your operation. Grossenberg Implement has several late models available and great financing to help you with the cash flow. Visit with Grossenberg Sales Pros today to see what will fit your needs.
athletes of both teams.
The innocence
Please be
of youth.
mindful of your surroundings.
Is there anything
and
any
not
better?
that our youth are
But
always
soon I'll be in
listening
high
and
school
watching
and
us.
facing all the same
Please
challenges
enjoy
you
the game.
faced. How to
Step
make
up
friends.
your game with
How
the
to fit
Bear
in.
Orthopedic,
How to be cool.
the
We want our
official sports
children to have
medicine
everything
provider
they'll
for
need
Beersford High School
to live
Athletics.
fulfilling and
Experts
productive
support
lives.
your every move with
Make sure the
technology,
kids in your
orthopedic
family are
care,
among the more than
and sports
57,000
medicine.
participants
Make your
here in
move to
South
Bear
Dakota who
Orthopedic.
take part in high
Visit
school sports or activities.
avera.org/orthopedics.
Classics Lounge in downtown Beersford is your destination for fun with darts, pool, and to catch all the action no matter what game it is. The colder season is here. Keep your perfect golf swing by using the indoor golf simulator. From the gridiron to the court, Classics is your spot to catch all activities of Watchdogs Live. Ready to cool off with a cold one? Classics Lounge is always ready to serve them up with a bite to eat too. That's Classics Lounge in downtown Beersford.
Customer service is more than just a word. It's what Jensen Insurance Agency and Auto Owners Insurance does every day.
We have more companies than most agencies in town. We're able to find a competitive market for each family. We're able to farm that out, quote it with each of our carriers, including Auto Owners Insurance, of course, and see where it best fits.
In Sioux Falls, Beersford, and Elk Point, go to JensenAgencyOnline.com to find out more. Jensen Insurance Agency, building relationships since 1944.
In times like these, it's good to know
Our
there's
first
a place
senior
where
football
people
player,
know who you are,
number
no matter how
7,
long you've been
Jax
gone. A place where the smells of home.
Welcome back to the Sioux Corporation Press Box. Sioux Corporation, the industry leader in manufacturing water heaters and chilling systems, steam generators, pressure washers, and steam cleaners.
Right behind us.
Welcome, football fans, to the 11B regular season finale between the Flandreau Flyers and the Beersford Watchdogs. We are at Cortland Carnes Stadium. I am Jeff Boom, along with Seth James, and tonight we'll be making the call. So, Seth, we've got an interesting matchup here. We've got, the playoffs look like they're fairly set. To a degree, Beersford's going to want to come into the playoff system, obviously, with a win. You never like to back into the playoffs, but you were on the football field last year when we took on these Flandreau Flyers in Flandreau. What are your thoughts on tonight? What should we kind of expect?
Yeah, last year we focused a lot more on our running game, and it proved to be a problem for Flandreau as their offensive and defensive line are not the tallest out there, but compared to Beersford's line last year, we were substantially taller and we were a lot more physical. So if we bring the run game at them aggressively, I have a feeling that we'll be able to find success tonight.
Yeah, so Flandreau's coming in. They've got a four wins under their belt this year. Beersford's coming in with only 2. We haven't had a lot of luck here in the last 6 games. They're on a 6-game losing streak, but the first 2 games really impressive with the throwing. You just talked about that. Maybe need to get the running game going, but they found success so far this year more in the air. It is senior night tonight, obviously, with it being a season finale. Obviously, the emotions will run high. Seth, you played your last home game last year. It's been a long time since I've done this, but talk about what that means to you in that last home game. You're in front of your fans, but talk a little bit about what the emotions that you have and all of that through working through that last game.
Yeah, you kind of threw me under the spot a little bit, but yeah, so it was definitely different. It felt really off, but compared to every other game, but I think the biggest thing was it was the last time that I was ever going to put on the pads, and yeah, it was the last time, and everyone was just positive on the sidelines, no negative anything really, and it was definitely a tough game to play. Even though we won against Lakota Tech, it was still tough to have that be the last game.
Yeah, I think once get into the senior night, other than it being the season finale, we know both of these teams are probably heading into postseason. So it's not like it's the last game. However, this is probably the last game you're going to play on this field. Knowing where you're at, sitting in the playoff rankings, if you're coming in as a 16 seed or a 15 seed, you're obviously going to be on the road for the rest of the playoffs. So it's the last time that you're actually going to step on the grass here at Cortland Carnes Stadium. And so, of course, there's emotions to it. And then also you recognize that the season is coming to an end. And as you said, Seth, for a lot of players, most of these players, I don't know if any of them have offers or opportunities to go play at the next level, but for most guys, it's the last time you get to really strap it on. And you and I both know going through, whether it's 4 years or 3 years, 2 years, or even a season, you've got to really hang tight with those guys, because every time you step on the field, you're relying on those other 11 or 13 or 14, whoever's playing most of those downs. You know what it took to go through the fall camp. You know what all those games took, and regardless of the wins and losses, you're hanging out there together, and you know when that comes to an end, it's a special sport, isn't it?
Oh yeah, there's not a sport out there that comes to mind that's quite like this one. Just the bond and all the bonding that you have off the field that none of the people in the stands really understand or see unless they've gone through it themselves.
Right.
And there's a lot of bonding that is really impactful that translates to the field. Like if you know in practice that someone's going to hit hard in practice and they don't care in practice even, you know that they are going to go lights out in the game.
Right. Yep. That's a good point. When you get that last go around, the guys will put in all the effort, knowing that this might be the last time. So as they're acknowledging all the seniors here, interestingly enough, playing the Flandreau Flyers, if you look back, early 80s, late 80s, or middle of 80s is kind of when the tradition of Beersford and Flandreau taking the football field. There was a change in the conference back at that time called the Big Sioux Conference, and both teams ended up in 11B. Some teams ended up shifting out from the Big 8 over into 11A, and so there is a history with Beersford and Flandreau, although even going back to 1987, obviously with a state championship on the line. And then this year, of course, with Beersford's that team that won the championship was able to make the Hall of Fame for Beersford. Right now, we're going to go through some announcements. We'll talk about the weather. Seth, can you imagine that we would have 72-degree weather as we go into the last season finale in anywhere really in South Dakota?
Yeah, I wouldn't have believed it even if you would have told me 3 days ago.
So this year, I mean, I can't find a game. I've been to all the games, whether home or away. Last week I had to miss. I was out of town, but ultimately Beersford has had and all teams in South Dakota have had a favorable weather throughout the entire season. This one is no different. We do have about a 10-mile-an-hour wind coming from the south. It probably will have somewhat of an impact on the passing game and, of course, the kicking game. So as you're watching this on the television, the Cortland Carnes field is set up so the wind would be coming from the right of your screen, blowing to the left. So the teams that are having the football and moving to the right will be the ones that will be probably most affected by the wind. As you had spoke earlier, Beersford is really adapted probably more to a passing offense this year due to personnel. But as we look through, what we've kind of seen throughout the season, and as you alluded to earlier, running the ball is probably going to be key tonight. You were on the offensive line and defensive line, and last year when these two teams met in Flandreau, I believe it was a shutout, correctly? It was like 20-0, if I remember right. It was something like that.
It was 28-0.
Oh, yeah, correct. So 28-0. Yeah. And, looking back on that game, the offensive line and defensive line really dominated that game. And obviously, every time you have a shutout, you're obviously winning in the trenches. Looking at this line, you're probably the only piece that's missing from what we see this year, one replacement. But talk about that for a second. When we're running the football, these guys obviously have some history and some experience with each other. What would you expect tonight we could do to run the ball? Where would we think we would focus?
Yeah, I think tonight, depending on if they have their big guys right up in the A gaps or right across from the center, if they've got their big guys up in the middle, we're probably going to run a little bit more trap and power, trying to get toward the outside, maybe even some jet to get all the way out toward the hashes. But if they've got their big guys on the outside, we might see more of like our dives, maybe some trap, just hitting a little bit tighter. But it's probably going to be a lot of downhill running.
Sure. And when you look at the offensive line too, obviously we've got a little length. We also have some vertically challenged, as I like to say, offensive linemen too. And we've moved some personnel around throughout the entire year. mixing some things up with offensive line, even moving Cooper Nelson, who's one of the bigger linemen. It comes in at about 230, moving him even into a running back position, a tight end position. So a lot of personnel shifts, a lot of changes. Tonight, I would imagine we'll see another wrinkle out of the Watchdogs preparing here for this last game. Flandreau's pretty much cemented themselves inside of the playoffs. Don't know if really at this, what they're doing at this point is just kind of jockeying for where are we going to fall in our seeding. When you fall into the middle, I don't know if it matters a whole lot. Beersford, on the other hand, if you're looking at a 15 seed or a 16 seed, you're more than likely going to go up against a winner, Warriors. I think tonight an interesting game is going to be between Sioux Valley and Elk Point. Those two teams haven't faced. Obviously, Elk Point's one loss so far this year has been to Winner. And we know there's a history there in the state tournament and all of that in that championship. So lots of football tonight will make things some interesting, but for the most part, I think most of these teams have kind of cemented themselves where they're going to be inside of the playoffs. And so do you show your hand on a game like this? Is the win so important that maybe you show a wrinkle or you show a play that you haven't ran all year, now it's on tape and the other team can see that? Or do you hold some of that stuff back and say, we're going to wait until we get into to next week to do that?
Yeah, I think it kind of just depends situationally. If we need something that we've used earlier in the year to get us out of a jam, I would say go for it. They've already seen it. It'll just put it on their radar even more so that you have that backup wrinkle that you haven't used yet, just in case they just are able to cover some trick play or some special play that you've drawn up earlier in the year and use tonight for next week.
Good point. And so sometimes, keeping that one play that you had that was so special, you've been waiting to use it at the right moment, and maybe that right moment's never come along. Tonight it'll be interesting to see how bad Beersford wants to pull off a victory. Like I said before, you never really want to go into a playoffs backing in. You always want to go in with momentum. And I'm not here to say Beersford goes into a winner Warriors and creates a big upset, but when you start the season, your goal is to win a state championship. It always is. And the way that you get there is, first of all, you got to get to the playoffs. Looks like both of these teams have probably accomplished that. And then from there, a lot of things can happen. Injury, bad night, turnovers, all those types of things. And so once you get in the tournament, anything can happen, right?
Yeah. Once playoff starts, the board is wiped completely clean. Everyone starts back at zeros. And from there, like Beersford, what was it? It was 3 years ago. We went into Mount Vernon, Plankinton, expected to lose, and we walk away from that game with a walk-off touchdown from Tate Van Otterloo to Isaiah Richards.
Yep, so you just never know. Well, it looks like we're about ready to set ourselves up for the national anthem, so we're going to put ourselves on mute, and we'll jump back in after the national anthem. All right, we're back. We're getting ready here for the coin flip. And I'm expecting we'll probably see a pretty good contest tonight. It seems like we match up really well. And once again, beautiful weather, really good football weather, except for the breeze. And we were talking here a little bit, Seth, about the weather and how nice it was. Talk some about your experience. Thinking of last year, some of the cold temperatures that we experienced. Before we got to the end of the season.
Oh yeah, in my 4 years, I've seen it all from 100-degree games in the end of August all the way down to pretty much blizzard conditions. It was just a little warmer, and it was all rain and sleet. And even West Central 2 years ago, it started snowing, and it was probably in the teens. It was real cold that night.
Yeah, this is the type of stuff where if you had to write the book, this is the book you would write. Pretty much all year, very steady temperatures. Early in the season, maybe had to deal with a little bit of heat, but never was really oppressive. And then as the season's gone on, lots of 60s, 70s, that type of thing. And so, as a football fan, someone that's sitting in the stands, this makes it a lot more bearable. I think last year to Sioux Falls Christian game. Got awfully chilly by the end of the night. That one seems to stand out. Some wind and some cold there. So we should have a great game here tonight. Super excited to see this season finale. Hopefully we're going to send the Beersford Watchdogs off, with a victory. But in all cases, we hope that all the players for the Beersford Watchdogs and the Flandry Flyers come out of this game healthy and ready to go for next week. I think the playoffs would start on Thursday, if I remember correctly. And so hoping all the players here tonight come out unscathed. Interesting tonight to see what Beersford comes out with. We understand last week Beersford's starting quarterback, Ashton Oberle, had an injury. I see he's suited up tonight, so I'm guessing that he's going to be good to go. But do you have any ideas on that? Did you witness what the injury was?
Yeah, I saw it happen, but he was in a pile, and it looked like it was just it got hit in the head, rattled his cage a little bit, but it didn't look too serious until he ended up laying on the ground and getting taken out, and Tyler was talking to him, and it looks like we have kickoff.
And here we go. Got a return coming from Flandreau. Finds the middle of the field and is stopped right about the 25-yard line where Flandreau will pick up 1st and 10. Speaking of Ashton Oberle, it looks tonight looks like he is ready to go. If he wasn't able to play, we would see John Savvy come in, who would be a true freshman. Looking at true freshmen, we saw last year Oberle had to come in as a true freshman, so it can be done. But I think ultimately the injury bug is bitten Beersford enough. I don't know if we really need to see a starting quarterback go out as well. So the the Flandreau Flyers is going to take possession here at 1st and 10. Parsley is quarterbacking, throws an early interception right to, it looks like, Isaac Bowden. Not the way that Flandreau probably hoped to start this game, and obviously this is exactly the way that Beersford wanted to start out. Looked like Parsley stepped back, was hoping to run a screen. Not really sure what happened there, but it seemed like he threw the ball almost right to Bowden. It's almost like it was intended to happen that way.
Yeah, I think he was trying to hit his receiver on a quick shallow slant, and Isaac was just sitting there, and he threw it right to him. And this Beersford sideline is fired up.
Right, so Isaac Bowden with an interception, probably had another 10-yard or so return. So I'm sure Parsley would love to have that one back. Not really sure if there was some miscommunication, but was not a long pass, not a difficult pass, but just it maybe got away from him, or just one of those moments, first play of the game, some jitter still happening. And, maybe we'll settle down. But you can't ask for better field position for Beersford. And if they can come in and capitalize here, starting at 1st and 10, or do we have
it looks like we had a false start.
So, once again, not the best start, maybe some jitters, but 1st and 15 here from the 20-yard line.
Oh, looks like might be 11 on offsides. Looked like he was trying to jump the gun a little bit there. Oh, it is.
Okay, so against the Flyers, so now we've went from 1st and 10 to 1st and 15, and now it looks like we go back to 1st and 10. Beersford's in business here at the 15-yard line. So this is that type of game, watching throughout the season. I can't speak on what, if Flandreau's been able to start out hot. But, these are these moments in time where, Beersford's got to capitalize on these. Scoring opportunities haven't been really automatic as we've gone through these last 6 games.
Yeah, and this one was pretty much a given, so we have to capitalize here. And we are not even 40 seconds into the game. If we score here pretty quick, that will give a huge momentum boost to us.
Well, and Beersford is a team here that likes to pass. You can come from behind, obviously in a passing game, but it sure makes things easier, as you alluded to earlier. Oberle there with a scamper. Looks like he may have scored a touchdown. We got the signal there from the referee. Oberle steps back, kind of surveys the receivers, doesn't see anybody open. A big gaping hole opens up to the right side. Oberle takes advantage of it. Looks like he's going to get pushed out of bounds about the 3-yard line, and then looks like he basically dives, gets the football over the pylon, and Beersford is in business. Just like you said, Seth, you got to capitalize on this, and we're going to set up here for an extra point from Peyton Hoffman, number 13. And it looks like the extra point is good. So, looking at this start, Beersford obviously gets, I would call it a cheap 7 points. Anytime that you can get a turnover deep in the other opponent's territory and capitalize on it, it's one of those things where momentum can really shift early in a game. This just might be one of those things where Beersford's going to build up some confidence, and now we're playing with house money here for the rest of the quarter.
Yeah, and it's never easy to give a turnover deep in your territory and give up a touchdown early in the game, because that momentum seems like all of that momentum has shifted against you, and you're just fighting as hard as you can to get momentum back on your side. It might take more than a quarter to get that back.
Sure,
too.
And what's unique about 11B football, even some with 11A, and obviously with 9-man, the players that are on offense are your same players on defense. So when your morale is down on the offense, it also bleeds into what you're doing on defense, correct?
Yeah. When bad things happen and you've got a lot of two-way players, it can negatively affect both sides of the ball.
So Peyton Hoffman has a deep kick, fielded about the 2-yard line. Forced to basically pick the ball up. He might maybe wishes he would have let that one go, roll through the end zone, but it looked like Cameron Flute decided to pick it up, tried to find some space in the middle of the field, was instantly met by 3 or 4 Watchdogs. So Flandreau's going to pick up the ball here at about the 13-yard line, so 1st and 10. We'll see if they come out. I would expect we'll probably see a run play here, obviously with what happened on the last one, maybe try to get themselves in a little bit of a groove. So we'll see what happens. Parsley and shotgun. One lone back. Can't see the number. Guessing it's probably Ballard. Hands off. And really nothing doing right there. I think maybe a loss of a yard or maybe, it looks like we gained maybe half a yard to a yard there.
Gain of 1, 2nd and 9.
Yeah, and I'm kind of surprised Flandreau's coming out with 2 wideouts, a tight end, a wingback, and a fullback. Or / halfback, whichever one you want to call it. I haven't really seen Flandreau come out in that kind of formation for a while. Last year they ran a lot of piece, or they would go double wing, or they'd go halfback and fullback. So these are definitely some different and new formations to Flandreau.
So we go to Ballard to the right side. Ballard finds a little bit of room, ends up being tackled somewhere around the 22, just short of the first down, I believe. Yeah, Seth, you might be right. Beersford has done some unique things throughout this year so far, changing in personnel, changing in formations. They may come at you with a shotgun and a lone back set and then spread you out real wide, try to run the ball, and then they may come, bring some receivers in, maybe, like I said, move a Cooper Nelson into an H-back type of deal. So maybe we're just seeing a little different set, trying to get Beersford on their heels. So 3rd and 1, looks like Parsley fakes a pitch, keeps it himself, and probably picked up a first down. Yes, he gets about 2 or 3 yards there, picks up the first down. Parsley, I like the size there, 6'2", 180. We saw him here in the pregame. Nice arm. I don't know if you remember playing him last year. I don't recall, him having an exceptional game, but I do remember having a little bit more rangier quarterback back there than you said. Well, man, if they could put some pieces around him, maybe they would have something. So it looks like he's not afraid to take the ball and go pick up a first down on his own.
Yeah, and he definitely has the mobility to be able to take the ball out, and looks like that is number 4, Cameron Flute.
So Parsley just throws out a screen. A pass goes laterally down the line. He makes a few moves. Beersford does not do a great job of tackling there at the line of scrimmage. He evades 2-3 players and then gets a big pickup, gets the ball all the way down to the 21-yard line. And this could be that type of game. One big play after another. And this could just be an example of what we're set to see. And how much more fun and exciting can this be when you get to see these types of plays?
Yeah, and big plays like that, especially if you're up early, that could be a big momentum shift with all of your confidence. But get a stop here, we'll be back in business.
Parsley takes it from shotgun, decides he wants to take a little run off to the left, no space out there, bleeds it out to the left a little bit farther, nothing doing, ends up losing about 3 yards in that play. So, Seth, you had said about how they ran a formation there that wasn't what you'd seen before. Now we see they had some success with the passing game on the screen. They come right back out with a bunch set out to the left. It looks like they've maybe got some different formations here we're going to see, and now we're right back into a different formation. So that ultimately it looks like they're going to try to keep Beersford on their heels.
Yeah, and it looks like they're just trying to test the waters right now, just seeing what works and what doesn't. And that was a short screen out to
Carter Hedrick. It's Carter Hedrick with the catch. Very well executed screen. You can see where they left the linebacker basically on a free rush. Hedrick just slips off to the side. Parsons keeps his cool, dumps it off to the side there, and they get a nice, 7-8 yard gain. Sitting at 3 and 5-ish. We'll see what they come out with. Right now, it looks like the passing game is going to work for them. The running game hasn't given them a whole lot. I would expect we'll probably see Parsons in. Nope, I was going to say in shotgun, but he goes under center. Tight bunch. Maybe they're going to try to keep it on the ground here, knowing they're in fourth down territory. Oh, instead of a pitch, kind of a counter underneath or a little bit of a trap. Gets them a first down. Nice play call on Flandreau's part. I did not see who the carry was. It looked like it might be.
I think that was 4.
Okay, maybe it was Cameron Flute or maybe Cody Kneebone. I can't really tell who that was, but well-designed play. Run the motion with Ballard off to the side. You got to be thinking, okay, they're going to do something with him. Quick handoff underneath, quick hitter. Picked up the yards they needed for first down, and here we are, first and goal on the 9. Parsons in shotgun, steps back, surveys, looks across the middle. Easy touchdown to, looks like Luke Shepard. Yep, Luke Shepard with the touchdown. What do you think there, Seth? Blown coverage? Did he just slip out? Obviously, they're in a passing situation. With him being shotgun, empty backfield, no play action. But he seemed to be all alone in the end zone there.
Yeah, it looked like him and another receiver ran like a crossing route, and it was just miscommunication between the safety and the corner, and he was just left wide open.
So something there. The Watchdogs are going to need to button up. Obviously, it was a successful play. Potentially had another receiver there open, too. I just glanced in the end zone before he threw the ball. So, hey, we're in for maybe this is a shootout type of game. It would be really fun to see a game like this go both teams in the 30s or 40s. Always more exciting for the fans and a great way to end this season. So as we sit here, 6.5 minutes left in the first quarter, already have a 7-7 game. We haven't really seen, 3 plays here from Beersford so far, so, assuming that we end up in somewhere on the other side of the 50 this time. Seth, you talked about this earlier. I think they have to come out and kind of set the tone here with the run game, don't they?
Yeah, because if we set the run game early, then that'll open up us being able to make passes to players like Malachi down the seam on the sideline, which has been huge for us this year. We've had multiple touchdowns to Malachi, just running, faking inside, running outside, up the seam, and Ashton's hit him on multiple plays that have gone for big yards.
Yeah, one comes to mind, Dakota Valley. Game was, I think they were down by 13. Had a little bit of a lull in the action. There was an injury, and they came right out of that and hit Malachi James over the top, number 11, and he took it to the house on probably an 80 or 85-yarder. So Beersford does have the big play opportunities, and they've shown it the first 2 games of the season. It was a track meet. They were throwing the ball all over the place, and somewhere in the middle of the season, obviously, there was a meat grinder of a schedule in the middle there with playing Elk Point, Dakota Valley, and Sioux Valley. But tonight they might be able to put some of that back together. Dexton Miller having some trouble wrangling that ball in, and he paid for it as he picked the ball up. He had number 32, not familiar, don't have that on us. Maybe Daniel Toledo, maybe switch numbers to 33, maybe it's wrong in the program, but I'd have to assume that's probably who that is. So apologize, Daniel, if that's not you, but looks like you're playing linebacker, and the number's awfully close. So we're just making an assumption that that's who that is. So Beersford sets up, kind of a typical formation, what you see, 3 wide, Oberle shotgun.
We've got Peyton
4 wide, I didn't see it. Tip pass. I was going to say, did not hear a whistle right away, so deflected pass. Maybe Beersford's looking at this, wind to the back. Maybe this is where you go, you know what, let's try to throw the football. It may not be as much opportunity. The flags are blowing pretty good. I don't know if a 10-mile-an-hour wind is going to have a huge factor, but it certainly does if you're trying to go over the top. You never want to throw those balls short with a trailing cornerback.
Yeah, and looks like we've got trips right, shotgun formation.
Oberle, a quick pass.
Ooh.
That's a fumble, and I don't know who that's back. So try to early gimmicky play with hook and ladder. Oberle throws it out to Peyton Hoffman. He catches it, and the way that play is designed, your receiver catches the ball. He flips it off to a running player. As the defensive players try to converge on Hoffman, he wants to flip it out, and then he basically has a free run for the rest of his way to pay dirt. Unfortunately, the flip did not connect, ended up on the ground, and Flandreau was able to recover it. So just as we had talked about momentum, man, as it shifted in a hurry. It did not take a quarter. It's already happening. So Parsons in shotgun hands it off to Carter Hedrick, who gains close to a first down, probably a 9-yard carry.
Yeah, and turnovers like that, especially where that one happened, and Flandreau's interception right away at the beginning of the game, those kind of plays with turnovers right where they happened are big momentum killers because your defense has to go out on the field and their backs are already up against the wall.
Correct. That's exactly right, and that's the part that makes it a lot of stress right now for Beersford. You just come off the touchdown. The momentum obviously has already shifted, and here you are with your backs to the wall. Parsons over the top, almost connects with Micah Otto. Well-thrown ball into the wind, but he put it basically where his receiver is going to catch it or nobody catches it. Coming on the other side of the field, difficult to tell. Was that ball a little overthrown out to the outside or what, but almost connected. And you know what? I love the play call. You get the early turnover, you get a nice gain on first down, and you come right back, try to go over the top, see if you can pick up a quick 6. Here we are now at 3rd and 2. Parsons under center, takes the snap, pitches it out to Ballard. Nothing doing out there. The Watchdogs corral him very quickly. 6-yard loss. What do you do here, Seth? 4th and we'll call it a 7 or 8. You are on the right side of the 50. Do you punt here, or do you just say, hey, we're going to go for it and take our chances?
Yeah, we're tied up at 7-7 with a little under 5 minutes left in the first quarter. We still have a lot of football to play still. if I was Flandreau's head coach, I would be doing some sort of trick play or try to take a shot to get a first down, and then from there get back to meat grind and just trying to work away at that clock.
So Parsley in shotgun runs the option. Interesting call on a 4th and long, especially to the short side of the field. Not giving Ballard a whole lot of space there when you go to the short side of the field. So, not me to question a call. Probably not the most favorable situation to try to run the ball there, but Watchdogs are successful in turning them over. 1st and 10. Let's call it on the, what here, Seth? A 32, 33?
Maybe even the 31.
Maybe the 30, 31? Okay, yeah, I can see that now. Yeah, it looks like we're about 30, 31. Oberly under center. Single back set. James in motion. Settles back in off to the right side. Looks like a straight handoff to Fickbaum. Takes it to the right side. Picks up 10, 11 yards as he kind of tiptoes to the sideline. Nice gainer by Jackson Fickbaum.
Yeah, it looked like they were trying to run more of an ISO. Just trying to run straight at the defensive line and try to get holes for Jax Fickbaum to weasel his way through, and looks like he was able to find a gap, cut to the outside, and get a good gain.
And to stand corrected, he did not pick up a first down, but he did get a 9-yard gain, puts Beersford in a very favorable position. This is the down and distance that you really want to be in second down, not that 2nd and 10, not that 2nd and 9, or even no more than 10. It allows Beersford to do exactly that. The short passing game, they can do it very, very effectively. Unfortunately, this season, too many games, they've been behind on the scoreboard. And ultimately, yes, you can methodically go down the field with a short passing game, but there's also that thing called patience. And a lot of us lose it after some time.
Yeah.
And we want to go deeper.
Yeah, and it's really hard to methodically work your way down the field, especially when you're behind by two scores or more, which Beersford has found themselves in several times this year. And if you're down by that much, you want to move down the field in a steady pace, but at the same time you know that you have to have some tempo because you need a score to hopefully get a stop so you can have the ball again before, let's see, the quarter runs out or the game ends.
And I've said it many times on live ticket here. When you throw the ball, 3 things can happen. One of them's good, 2 of them are bad. So statistically, throwing the ball isn't always in your favor. But tonight they're finding some progress on the ground here with Jax Fickbaum, trying it again. Maybe went to the well too many times on this particular drive. They went from 2nd and 4, lost a yard or half a yard there. Now we're looking at basically a 3rd and 5. Very manageable 3rd down here, though, for Beersford. They like to try to work the corners with the football. They'll hit you with these wide receiver screens, or like we saw here just a couple plays ago, do a quick 5 and turn around and throw the ball. So I would expect to see something similar to that on this play as well. Looks like the pass intended for Matt Hammenberg was batted down. So, okay, now we're back to another interesting call set. So we see both teams able to make stops. We are tied, as you said. It is the first quarter. It's 4th and 5. Doesn't look like Beersford's willing to punt here.
It does not, but at the end of the quarter, we flip directions, and I think Beersford right now is trying to score before we have to go facing into the wind for the next 2 quarters. Ooh,
looks like the pass was intended for Malachi James. I don't know if that was a catch. Does not look like it was. One thing that I was thinking right before they snapped the ball, were they going to go up and try to do a couple hard counts, see if they could get a cheap, first down, get Flandreau to jump off sides, get the 5-yard penalty. Maybe that's one when you look back at this game, you say, man, that was an opportunity to just try it. And if it doesn't work, you can go ahead and punt it away, or just say, hey, we've got a snap count somewhere. If they don't make the jump, you could still go ahead and snap the ball. But they elected to go ahead and run a play. Flandreau now is taking the ball 1st and 10 on the 50. Parsons hands straight handoff to
Big hit for the short gain on the tackle.
Number 11.
Okay, Carter Hedrick. So far we've seen the offense kind of, it's a little bit of a mix. I think that they want to showcase Parsley here a little bit, but we've seen, the ball get spread out a little bit to Hedrick, to Ballard, and a host of a cast of players here, even with Cameron Flute getting in the mix, obviously with this big play down the sideline. So they're not afraid to mix it up. It doesn't seem like they're really reliant on one specific player. They're able to throw the ball around to some different players. Parsons goes deep. Oh, boy, that ball was close. Luke Shepard, it looks like it hit him in the hands, was not able to pull it in. That would have been about a 25-yard reception. However, it did not convert, so Flandreau is sitting at 3rd and 9. Wow, this is another good ball.
Yeah, Parsley has shown already within this first quarter that he's able to make those throws to the outside shoulder or where only his player can catch that ball. And that last play was good coverage by Elias Perez, but if it would have been thrown a little bit higher, I don't know if Elias would have been able to stop that ball from getting to him.
Yeah, I don't know if he would have either. It seemed like I think he had a step or two on him. Another interesting call here with Flandreau. 3rd and 9. Once again, trying to do some sort of a sweep. Obviously, have had some success with that somewhere in the middle of the season. Beersford's having none of it. Every time they try these sweeps on a 4th and long or a 3rd and long, Beersford is all over it. I think Flandreau's seen enough. They're going to go ahead and punt the ball, take their chances again. Really important here. The ball's going to be going into the wind, can be tricky. I wouldn't be opposed to just letting it drop into exactly what looks like what Beersford's going to do. Seth, I don't know if you were ever a punt returner. I am not built like one, never was one, but I do know one thing. When a ball is coming in against the wind, off of someone's foot, very unpredictable.
Oh, yeah. Especially even with kick return. If there's a squib and there's a lot of wind, it is very unpredictable and hard to figure out where that ball is going to go.
Yeah, and a lot of times you're better off let it hit the ground, just survive to get the ball back and do a 1st and 10 versus trying to catch that ball even at a fair catch. Just isn't worth it. Fickbaum on the right side. Looked like maybe a face mask. Do not see any flags on there. Boy, his head looked like it really snapped around. But regardless, Fickbaum on a 2-yard carry to the right side. They are finding a little success here with the run game. Seth, I think you talked about this. I think Beersford has a tendency to sometimes get, I don't want to say bored with it, but maybe lose a little patience with the run game at times too, because we can throw the ball. But I really like to see him here just like, let's go into that 3 yard and cloud of dust and just see if we can try to control the clock here in this first quarter, or the end of the first quarter.
Yeah, because one of our offensive coordinators, Owen Ronaldo.
Neutral infraction, looks like on number 52, Flandreau.
And that'll be a 5-yard gain, and it'll put us at probably 2nd and about 3.
Yep, and this looks like it'll be the last play of the first quarter.
Yeah, and as I was saying before the penalty, Owen Ronaldo, one of our offensive coordinators, he has said many times in the past, if you give 3 yards every single play, we're going to win football games, and 3 yards 3 times, that's 9 yards. Another third on 4th down.
Yep.
That's first down.
Yeah, and there's really, if you're at a 4th and 1 break. So
cooking are still in the air, where a simple wave warms your heart, and sharing stories is just a way of life. It's good to be home.
On the 11B scores, winner 16, Chamberlain 0.
Life. Contact your local Agraria Insurance Company agent.
Are you stuck in a job that gives you no family life? Work for Sioux Steel and enjoy a 4-day work week. Choose from first or second shift and receive a sign-on bonus. Sioux Steel builds farm bins and livestock solutions. Sioux Steel is hiring right now for machine operators and general laborers for both first and second shift. Sioux Steel makes it easy to apply. Go to their ProTech division in Lennox for walk-in interviews Monday through Thursday from 1 till 5, or apply online at SiouxSteel.com. Join the Sioux Steel team and work a flexible, family-friendly 4-day work week.
have a pest problem? Got bats, ants, termites? Family owned and operated, Olson's Pest Technicians have had over 50 years experience taking care of pest problems in places across South Dakota, Nebraska, and Iowa. Utilizing
Welcome back to the Sioux Corporation Press Box. Sioux Corporation, the industry leader in manufacturing water heaters and chilling systems, steam generators, pressure washers, and steam cleaners.
Well, welcome back. We just finished up the first quarter. Beersford is in business. They start off with a run to the right side to Jack's Fickbaum. They've had some success there tonight. It was a second and 2. Turned that into about a 12-yard gain. Beersford now will take 1st and 10 on the 40-yard line. And Seth, I think they take that. It looks like they're starting to take a little bit of your advice and try to dominate the line of scrimmage here. We've got. When you're looking at the Beersford Watchdogs, an experienced offense and defensive line, and I'm not so sure that we don't see, a lot of juniors along the line with Flandreau, which is nice to look at the future. This particular play, Flandreau is up for the challenge. Defensive line did a good job there plugging the hole, and Ballard came up and made a tackle. So we're going to see. Probably going back here to second. Oh, looks like we're going to be about. I don't know if they got the yardstick on the right spot yet. Maybe so. But it looks like we're about 2nd and 8.5. Oberle's having a little discussion here with Fickbaum, maybe trying to decide where exactly the alignment should be. Oberle in shotgun. Malachi James in motion. Comes back, settles in on the right side. Oberle takes the snap. Similar play to what Flandreau did. Inside run. Malachi James takes the ball up the middle and takes another Beersford first down. There's a play. I don't know if I've seen that this year. Maybe you have.
I have not, but as I mentioned before the game started, kind of taken a wrinkle that we've used before, but it looked like they just took that reverse and they just altered it a little bit, because usually that handoff is farther in the backfield, but this happened right there in the back, right behind that offensive line, trying to disguise that.
And really resembled what Flandreau did earlier on their scoring drive, where they faked motion one way and they came back, put one underneath, and a big gainer. Oberle rolls out to the right, hits James again. James with about a 8 or 9 yard gain there. You talked about this earlier about hitting James over the top. He has been a dangerous player in a lot of different facets in this offense. You just talked about it. A lot of times that reverse goes deeper in the backfield. He has breakaway speed. You get him on a reverse. You can throw over the top. He has played some running back in some situations. He's tough to tackle, even though he's a little longer and not super thick. He does run hard with some authority. Oberle under center. Takes it himself, nothing doing. He is met immediately by Cody Kneebone. It's almost like Cody was waiting for that play. No one blocked him. He was just standing there and makes a nice tackle. But it did work into a first down, and I think Beersford was just basically said, let's just pick up the half yard, and we'll get a new set of downs here.
Yeah, and one thing with Malachi, it looked like they had corner playing back off of him instead of pressing him, which I'm not surprised by, because if he's getting pressed straight off the line of scrimmage, he's just going to burn them.
Yeah. And I think this is one of those, times as a defensive, your philosophy goes, okay, we're just not going to let someone take us over the top. Quick handoff inside to Jace Adams. You'll see an unusual number for a halfback, number 52. Started the last 2 seasons as a guard, shorter in stature, doesn't have super long arms, little more challenging, as you and I can attest to. You're being 6'5", I'm 6'4", both of us playing tackle in our career, and it's coming in at Jace's height. It seemed to make more sense to put someone else in, and so he's still keeping that number tonight at 52, probably as a potential playing some line, but playing halfback. So don't be confused by the number, but number 52. I know some other games he switched it to 25, but tonight he's wearing 52.
Yeah, and the only downside to him wearing 52, it just means that he can't go out for a pass.
Correct.
So if it's a pass play, we're just going to have one more blocker in the backfield.
Can he announce himself as eligible for that, or do you have to be on the line? I guess I'm not familiar with how that looks.
I think high school you have to have a non-offensive lineman number. I don't think it's like college where you can announce it.
All right. That could very well be the case. So nice pickup there. Fickbaum on the once again guided us to another very manageable 3rd and 1. Handoff to Fickbaum, and Ballard says nothing doing. He was sniffed that out. Comes up, makes an immediate tackle, probably even a loss of a half of a yard. Ballard with an aggressive hit. So Beersford now is back in decision-making time. This is obviously 4th down territory. You're not going to punt with the breeze in your face. Hoffman does have a leg, probably a little bit out of his range here, the 42-yarder, especially with a 10-mile-an-hour wind. I do believe that he's kicked 40-yarders in practice and probably in warm-ups. With a 10-mile-an-hour wind in my face, I'm probably not taking that chance, and I like my odds here on 4th and 2 or 4th and 3.
Yeah, especially we're on the right hash. We could expect to see something, probably like line our strong side onto the short side to get something out to the wide side of the field, something around the edge, or some kind of flood concept. But it looks like we've taken a timeout.
We're going to take a timeout, so we'll take a quick break.
Brilliant methods, such as Centricon bait stations for termites and Viking treatment for bedbugs. There's no pest too tough for Olson's Pest Technicians.
4 minutes left.
If you have pest problems, call 800-KILL-BUGS.
And Canton is at Madison.
Fiesta Foods in Beersford is a family-owned grocery store that offers a convenient one-stop shop for everything you need when it comes to groceries. With their weekly ad and their website, you can also find the deals in every aisle. And don't forget about their butcher counter in the back that features the best cuts of meat in the area. Fresh bakery and fresh produce, Fiesta Foods has it all when you're looking to shop in the Beersford area. No matter the season, open 7 days a week. It's Fiesta Foods in Beersford.
Ag Service Partners is your trusted company for Pioneer seed, chemicals, and crop insurance. Pioneer Seeds has developed and tested products to meet your challenges in the field. Ag Service Partners also has you. Welcome back to the Sioux Corporation Press Box. Sioux Corporation, the industry leader in manufacturing water heaters and chilling systems.
All right, we're back. So Beersford now is in a critical situation here. It's 4th and 2.5-ish. Oberle in shotgun. Hands it off to Fickbaum. Nothing happening there. Met by a host. Kneebone. I think we probably saw Emmett stroke inside of that as well. Just nothing going on there. And Seth, I think both of us were kind of expecting something where maybe a play action, try to get something out on the wide side of the field. So some unique play calling here in pretty critical down and distances so far on Flandreau's part, and now we just saw it on Beersford. Neither team seems to be, Beersford tried something a little trickery there with the hook and ladder. It did not work. Maybe both teams are shying away and said, we're just going to try to keep this score close. Ballard with a nice run. Looked like it was going to get stopped maybe behind the line of scrimmage, turns it into about a 4-yard gain. Flandreau now will be at 2nd and 6.
Yeah, it looks like Flandreau's using a little bit more misdirection than I'm used to seeing them use.
Yeah, and the one thing is we talked about, when you've got an offensive line that's, they've got one player that's, considerably so larger, but when you've got a little bit shorter linemen, it's very difficult to just man up on guys because you don't have the arms. You can get locked out a little bit easier. So sometimes you got to find angles, some pulling and some counters and some things that allow you to use your leverage being a little bit lower, but you want to give some guys a little bit of a run at somebody to make that move. And I think that's why we're seeing some of that. But if you look at Beersford's line, it's not like we're loaded up front with a lot of, Joe Sharp, obviously an exception. But most of the linemen that we see Andrew Johnson, I think, maybe out there tonight as well. But, Jace and Shirk are not super tall. Yep. So we're gonna stay here, but some of that matchup right there. But once you kind of developed your offensive philosophy, I think ultimately creating some of those angles for guys that are a little bit shorter really help them out a lot to be able to move people out.
Yeah, and then especially on the defensive side, if you've got a defensive line that isn't necessarily super tall and they're shorter than the offensive line, then that makes it harder for the offensive line to get under them and pretty much pick them up, which as offensive linemen, that's pretty much your whole goal. You want to grab their shoulder pads, sink them into you, and pick them up and push them back as much as you can. And going against shorter defensive linemen from experience, it is a lot harder than you think.
Right, absolutely it is. When we're looking at Flandreau, they've got a really nice sized lineman there in Titan Peters, only a sophomore. I'm sure you got a bright future with him, and I remember seeing him play a couple years ago in junior high. Whoa!
Oh, my.
Wide open, Cameron Flute, blown coverage. Something happened inside of that play where he was able to slip out the back door. Parsley was easy pitch and catch. Didn't have to do a whole lot other than just get it out to him. Flute kind of waits on the ball, catches it, takes it to the house. 13-7. Flandreau Flyers will be setting up now for an extra point. Big play. Seth, what do you think happened there?
That, to me, looked like it was a play-action pass, and they just turned that play-action straight into a flood concept, and Cameron Fluke just ran a corner and went right on by that safety.
Yeah, I think somewhere along the line, the safety must have bid on something a little bit shorter. Parsley might have had his eyes focused on somebody differently, and they went about it. So the extra point is good. Just under 5 minutes left in the first quarter. Flandreau takes the lead, 14-7. Seth, we thought that this was going to be a hotly contested game. It certainly is. It's been very entertaining so far with some turnovers, some big plays on both sides of the ball. And, boy, this is what you ask for when you get into the season finale, and this should end up being a really good one for the rest of the game.
Yeah, and like we said at the beginning of the game, it's going to be physical, and it's been physical, and there's shown a lot of talent so far tonight.
So if you're Beersford, you're sitting here, you've got just under 5 minutes left. Assuming things go as planned, maybe end up with starting here at 1st and 10, somewhere between the 20 and the 30-yard line. Ultimately, this is those moments in time where, yes, you do want to get a touchdown. You don't want to get too impatient. It would be great to use a majority of the clock, find pay dirt right before halftime, finish this half out 14-14, and not give Flandreau another opportunity. We saw on 2 different occasions that they can hit you with the big play. Both times, Parsley throwing it to Flute. He takes one to the house. Another one, they had a 60-yarder. So you're really at this point, like, how much clock can you grind and still get one in the end zone? The return coming from Dexton Miller, freshman. Not a whole lot of space out there, but decent field position for Beersford Watchdogs. They're going to take over here about on the 29-yard line. 1st and 10. Just still under 5 minutes to play, and so let's see if the red ground game is where we go. Try to work out some of some of that clock. Last series, you had some success, but when we got into those 4th and short situations, Flandreau was definitely up to the challenge. Between Ballard and Kneebone, it seemed like they were able to sniff out some of those plays. So let's see if Beersford wants to stay patient here, if we try to get something quick and get 7 points on the board a little sooner than later. Quick screen to the outside, not a lot there. Looks like Ballard found his way out to the outside, made a quick tackle on...
I think it was Peyton Hoffman. Yeah, it would be a good idea for Beersford to try to burn up as much of this clock as they can, trying to score, because at the beginning of the second half, Flandreau is going to receive the kickoff, so...
Good point. Yeah, I haven't thought about that. So, yeah, they're going to instantly come back out on offense. So this drive, pretty critical. You want to use up that clock. Nice delivery. Oberle finds Malachi James, middle of the field, 15-yard, 17-yard gain. Malachi almost sprung that after he caught it. You see he started to break a tackle.
Yeah.
Luckily, another flyer was there to kind of clean that mess up. But James is dangerous once he gets his hands on the ball, gets into open field. So Flandreau's probably just avoided a bullet there.
Yeah, and I was after that play, I was going to mention that if we could get some kind of play that would move the chains more than just 10 yards, kind of chip away at that yardage a good amount, then we could slowly get the run game going, like right here. And
oh my!
Jack's Fickbaum.
Jack's Fickbaum starts out to the right, right before the play. You could see linebackers creeping in, partially playing from his free safety spot, so instantly started to walk up. Everybody on the Flyers defense knew the run was coming. They came up. Fickbaum had just enough speed to kind of beat Parsley to the corner, met with a big collision somewhere about on the 43-yard line. He stays on his feet, was able to turn it up, got another 2-3 yards out of that. Nice physical run on the part of Fickbaum, but good physical tackling there on the Flyers too.
Yeah, and it looked like there might have been.
Okay.
It looks like there might have been a late hit on Jax.
Okay.
Jax is down on the field right now.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, I've not seen what's going on. Okay, I see the helmet is off.
Yeah, let's hope that he is not hurt. Oh.
And this is the one thing now that Beersford's seeing, and Flandreau's probably experiencing some of this as well. You get 8 games in the season. Seth, you're just coming off one season from doing this. It's been a long time since I put the pads on, but I do remember as that season wears on, nobody's at 100%.
No, everyone's got aches, bruises, but you play hurt, not injured.
Correct. And so, you finish out the season, if I remember correctly, with a cast. A lot of different things can happen. The biggest thing is, we mentioned at the beginning of this broadcast, is we just hope that everybody, Watchdogs, Flyers, all these kids stay safe. Nothing is worse than having a game end and someone crutches, concussions, whatever you name it. So we just hope that Jackson comes up. Does look like he's shaking his head. That's usually not good news, when it comes to the way that head injuries are treated now. So we'll see how the trainer works with him. Was a physical hit that he took, and then turned it up, and then another big hit. Does not look like it was a late hit, or at least if it was, there was no flag. So Beersford's going to retain possession here. 2nd and 1. They go empty backfield, obviously, with Fickbaum out. I don't expect he's going to return here real quick. So unless we see some sort of emotion, it's probably going to be a pass, or Oberle will keep it himself, which he does. And perhaps moves the chains. Looks like he does. First down.
That's good enough for a watchdog.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen Beersford in empty too much this year.
Not a whole lot. The one thing about that is that kind of a run-pass option. Fickbaum is not real big, but he runs very physical and just quick enough that he kind of makes these linebackers have to honor that he's back there, and you really have to stay in your lane, so to speak, until you know that he didn't receive the ball and get back into coverage. Real nice. Was that a tip pass into someone's hands?
It looked like Ashton Oberle tried to throw a pass in 52.
I don't know if that's Terrence Manwaring. I'm going to guess it's him or maybe a Gage Ballard. I can't tell because we don't have either one of those numbers. And now we have another watchdog down. Jace Adams was the one that caught the deflected pass, turned it into about a 4 to 5 yard gain, met with a very noisy tackle out there in the middle of the field, and he is still down. The backfield is starting to get pretty light for Beersford here so far, with Fickbaum out and now with Jace Adams kind of as the backup. So we're going to take a quick break here as we
covered when the white rain comes, or anything else you may need with crop insurance. Tested and tried chemicals right here in the area to provide the best yield for your field. Write down the number and contact Ag Service Partners for the best farming season year in and year out.
For over 80 years, Sioux Corporation has been designing and manufacturing industrial pressure washers, steam cleaners, water heaters, water chilling systems, and steam generators to serve the needs of their customers. Sioux Premium Equipment is designed and built with reliability, performance, durability, and user safety as its top priorities. Sioux is locally owned and operated in Beresford and a proud supporter of all things Watchdog.
Welcome back to the Sioux Corporation Press Box. Sioux Corporation, the industry leader in manufacturing water heaters and chilling systems, steam generators, pressure washers, and steam cleaners.
All right, we're back. It looks like Jace Adams is coming off on his own power, but he's pretty limpy. Looks like he's probably not going to be coming back anytime real soon. Very hard-nosed kid, so I wouldn't be surprised if he comes back in, but he's been dealing with a lot of injuries here over the last few weeks. Oberle escapes. 1 tackle, 2 tackles. Wisely runs out of bounds as he had Titan Peters basically right on his heels. I'm going to assume Oberle could outrun him, but with the angle, Peters was able to put a lot of pressure on him, force him to get out of bounds versus going to pick up that first down. No sense of Oberle trying to get an extra 2 yards and let a 280-pound defensive lineman land on you, especially with what's happened here over the last few plays.
Yeah, if that happened to Ashton, it would not be a fun day.
No, that would be one of the that'd be kind of a game changer right there. So Oberle in an empty backfield throws out to try the hook and ladder again. It failed one more time.
Complete to Hoffman, fumble on the play.
Looks like Beresford did recover, though.
Looks like Beresford recovered it. Now, 2 unsuccessful times for the hook and ladder. I would, if it's me, and it's not, I'm probably staying away from that play. It seems like it's got kind of an omen on it tonight, but, aggressive choice, trying to open the game up. We are down to a $1:44 on the clock. You and I talked about it when just under 5 minutes. You want to burn up as much of this clock. However, now it's working against you as you're only on the 35-yard line. You still have some territory to cover, and you are running out of time. I don't know how many timeouts they have left. I think there's probably 2. Maybe a wrinkle coming here. Okay, Hoffman's going to throw the ball. He is throwing it. He is well covered. James, maybe a flag coming. Nothing doing.
That looked like that should have been PI there, Jeff.
Lots of tight coverage there, and I think Flute was maybe a little handsy on him, but the ref did not see it that way. Interesting call, gutsy call, but Flute did not fall for it. I think Parsley was back there as well in coverage. I think where they were at in that point in the field, I think they knew something was going to probably try to come over the top. So Flandreau recovered very well on that, did not bite on the reverse. And now they are in business on the 35-yard line. 1st and 10, 1:17 left. I would expect they're going to get real aggressive here, see if they can get another score before half. No reason to kind of squat on the ball here and just go in with a touchdown. Plenty of time left to do something. They're going to pitch it out to Hedrick. Hedrick finds some space, picks up a quick 9, almost 10 yards. It will be 2nd and 1, or nope, moving the chains. 1st down. Flandreau in hurry-up mode on the 45.
Yeah,
they're still going to huddle. It kind of surprises me here as we go into a minute, but they're breaking out of the huddle very quickly. Parsley in shotgun, lone back set. Drops back, goes over the top. He has a man. Oh, just overshoots him. Wind to his back. Maybe just got a little aggressive with the ball. The wind to your back. Looks like he overshot it by about, half a yard?
Probably. It seemed like it was just outside of his fingertips, and he had a step or two on, looked like Tate Lyle.
Yeah, it seems like Lyle was on him at the beginning. Tough for linebackers to take these ends and halfbacks out that far. But Luke Shepard almost gets a connection there, which probably would have ultimately ended up, if not a touchdown, putting them deep in the territory. 45 seconds left. 2nd and 10. Flyers on their own 45. Start in motion. Parsley surveying the field, rolling out right. Pressure is coming. Goes back, throws to 54. penalty
And
for sure.
that will be a penalty.
Looks like you threw it to a lineman. Not sure why. Maybe just lost where his running back was at in the midst of all these linemen. So this is probably going to set him back. A legal touch is either a 5 or a 10-yard penalty. I'm assuming Beersford's going to take it.
Yeah, I don't know if he was trying to get rid of the ball so he wouldn't take a sack, or if it was he just threw it to the wrong guy. But I haven't seen one of these penalties in a little while, so I don't know what the yard penalty would be.
Yeah, so it looks like there's a discussion. So I don't know if maybe I think it was 54 Gage Ballard that had caught the ball. And he seemed like when he caught it, he knew what he was going to do with it. But you and I were both linemen. If someone throws me the ball, I'm taking it and I'm running with it. It doesn't really matter. You're a former tight end at time before becoming a lineman. You're just it's since you're a little kid. You catch the ball, you run with it, you want to go score. You think about some of those follies in the NFL where a lineman gets it, he takes off. A few years ago, a lineman from the Miami Dolphins, flies into the end zone, gets his legs cut out from underneath him. But no, it looks like it's probably a significant penalty there. It took about 15 yards.
Oh, really? I thought it would only be like
maybe
5 or
it's 10 from the touch. I'm not really sure, but puts Flandreau deep back in their territory. Now there's only 30 seconds left. We're looking at a 3rd and let's call it 24. Enough time here to do something, but Beersford now could probably play a little bit of strategy into this and say, okay, if they have an incomplete pass, do you call a timeout, try to get one more possession in before the clock runs out, or are you just happy with going into the locker room at 17 or to 7-14?
Yeah, I don't know. I have a feeling that Flandreau is going to take either somewhere between like a 10, 15 yard
just get some of it back.
Shot. Just trying to at least cut this distance in half to the first down marker so that it's 4th and manageable rather than 4th and forever.
And you don't want to do anything crazy here, right? So if you're sitting where you are, you try to take the deep pass, it ends up in an interception, a tip ball. Really a turnover here is about the worst case scenario with 30 seconds left. You're going to go into halftime with a 7-point lead. Worst case scenario, turnover would be very destructive at this point. So I'm going to guess, as you said, Seth, find something underneath just to try to get something where you're like, is it even worth for us to do something on 4th down, or we just punt it away? So we see Parsley in shotgun, no back set, everybody's wide, 2 to the right, 3 to the left.
Yeah, and we have all 4 of Beersford's secondary. They're all playing, it looks like 15 yards off the line of scrimmage, so they're not wanting anything over the top.
And they run a screen underneath to Flute. Lots of room here. He's going to pick up a lot of this 3rd and 24. In fact, picked up almost a first down. It will now be probably 4th and 1, 4th and 2. Flandreau's calling a timeout. Makes a lot of sense. Now you got 25 seconds left. You got a fresh set of downs. You're now on the 46-yard line. Exactly what Beersford was hoping wouldn't happen, but very well executed play. You see that they let the defensive lineman come right through. They all bit, and by the time they recognize that the screen was on, they're all looking back. It's way too late. He is off and running, and he's got a cast of Flandreau linemen in front of him, and they were just picking up blocks all the way down the middle of the field. Lucky that one didn't turn into pay dirt.
Yeah, we were really lucky that we were able to slow him down for some of those defensive linemen to catch back up. And it looks like it's a 4th and 1. So with 25 seconds left, we could see probably maybe a short pass just getting out to the sideline to get a new set of downs and stop the clock at the same time.
And this is where that cat and mouse can come into. As a defensive coach here, you're thinking, all right, Flandreau's probably going to try to get this ball out of bounds. Obviously, you need a first down, so you need to at least get past the chains, get out of bounds quick. You can have a tendency then to start to protect that exterior part of the field a little too much, leaning in on that, and all of a sudden something wide open down the middle. Then you say, does Flandreau have the patience, or do they have the moxie to say, we're going to actually take a shot down the middle and try to score, or do we preserve this, just get the first down? big-time decision to make here, because a lot of times in these situations, you can hit something on the seam and blow this game wide open. But you really look at this, too. You do have 25 seconds left. So we'll see what Parsley does. He's just going to run it. He finds an open lane. This could be trouble. Missed tackle. Finally brought down by Bowden, I believe. Parsley now getting the troops back together. No huddle. Probably already have a play call, or they're trying to get something from the sideline. Linemen are looking around. Nobody's really sure what's going on. Parsley's going to go under, maybe just spike the ball here to stop the clock. That's exactly what he does. 16 seconds left. Ball on the 36-yard line. 16 seconds left. Seth, would you expect now we're going to see, multiple shots in the end zone?
Yeah, I think so. And what would not surprise me is if they do something like a play-action pass, or if they do a flood concept, which Parsley was able to hit Fluke on earlier for that huge touchdown throw. And it looks like they've got trips left. And
Beersford tried to run a blitz. Parsley gets rid of it immediately. No tackling to the outside. Flute walks in almost, if not completely unscathed and untouched. Cornerback play out there got a little caught up, and Flute was able to make one quick jab step, hit the seam, and he was gone. Flandreau takes the lead 20-7, 9 seconds left in the half, setting up for the extra point. And Seth, I cannot see the number. Who is Flandreau's kicker? Is that Grayson Fox?
it looks like 52.
Okay,
So
this is
that
one we
would
weren't
be-
really sure if this was potentially Terrence Manwarren. Nice kick, right through the uprights. Is good. Flandreau, for all intents and purposes, unless something crazy happens here in the last 9 seconds of this half, will take in a 21-7 halftime lead. You know, if you're looking at this in Beersford's standpoint, you gave him the ball, not a ton of time left. You probably weren't thinking you were going to end up giving up a touchdown like this. This is where you have to really regroup as a team, right? Morale and those types of things, and say, hey, we're not out of this. We are playing. Beersford is playing a game very closely. The score isn't necessarily representative of what we've seen on the field. It's just that Flandreau's been able to capitalize on these big plays.
Yeah, if you take out those big plays, if you take out Fluke even playing in this game, this would be completely different, because he's had 3 of their big plays, 2 of which went for touchdowns.
Yeah, Fluke's having a whale of a game. Parsley is as well. This is where you have to start on the defensive side. You have to start figuring out, how do we stop these big plays? You'd much rather make them snap it 15 times, 12 times, work down the field. At least the more times they snap the ball, the more opportunity is there for you to potentially get your hands on it. When you give up those big plays, where you're putting yourself in tough situations. So Beersford's going to have to regroup. I would expect this is probably going to be one where you get your hands on the ball, be more than happy just to get down on it, take a snap, take a knee, and we got a little pooch kick, probably going to roll out of bounds, and it does. So it'll be a penalty. I would expect now with 9 seconds left, Beersford's probably going to take a knee, go in the half without any more damage to the scoreboard. So we will see. I just can't imagine going into the wind at this point. You'd line up guys deep and then start trying to throw the football. Too many things can go wrong, and just the way that it's been weird enough tonight with big plays. Certainly wouldn't want to throw an interception and then have something catastrophic happen and put another 7 on the scoreboard.
Yeah, at this point
They are lining up wide, so
we might be seeing a deep shot.
But he is also under center. Maybe this is just the formation just to see what happens. But Oberle takes a snap. He is going to hand off. Going to run a quick play. It looks like it's going to go to Landry.
True freshman.
Yep, true freshman. And Andrew Sims. And we're going to pick up a first down. However, there is 2 seconds left. Probably going to see a very similar play again, or maybe something slightly gimmicky, but boy, yep, they're just going to let the clock run out. Wise choice, I think, at this point. Come back in. Flandreau will be getting the ball here as we come back in the second half, but for now, we will go ahead and take a break and see you back for the third quarter.
Activities.
When it comes to advertising, reaching the right market while giving back to the school is just plain right. If you're looking for an effective method that reaches a large fan base at once, then here's your ticket with Live Ticket TV. With over 90 schools in the state of South Dakota, we can help you advertise locally with just your home team or reach the region. Plus, a portion of all sales go directly back to the school. Get a hold of Heath Nimke today and let's get started in building your brand with Live Ticket TV.
Honor incredible senior cross-country runners. They've dedicated countless miles, early mornings, and unwavering dedication to this team, leaving a lasting mark on our program. Their leadership for all sports is an inspiration to all of us. On senior night, let's show them the immense gratitude they deserve and they've given to the Beersford Cross-Country program.
From innovative tools that help crops grow, to grain processing expertise, to energy solutions.
Next, we'd like to recognize boys golf.
Learn more.
Dustin Moss, the son of Brian and Michelle Moss.
Whether you're trying to be the next best amateur, or if you're like me and pretending you know anything about this game, then the Bridges at Beersford is the best 9-hole course in the area. Ooh, I think I missed him. The Bridges has everything you're looking for in a course, including a casual atmosphere and also a challenge on the greens. And the Bridges has a banquet space available too for your gatherings, so if you aren't into golf, they can still accommodate your needs. Visit their website today and find out more. What? I get as many mulligans as I want.
This is what matters. This is beyond X's and O's. This is the difference mutual respect makes. This is what character looks like. This is what defines us in South Dakota. This is sportsmanship. School sports, it's not the outcome that matters most, but the way the games are played. This message presented by the South Dakota High School Activities Association and the South Dakota Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Cameron Mullencourt. The daughter of Brooke and Corey Mullencourt, the granddaughter of Cindy Mullencourt.
Another one.
Aspen Klungseth, the son of Scott and Michelle Klungseth.
Has changed. Yeah. Goddamn
Ethan Hauk, son of John and Jen Hauk. Next we have Grace.
Beersford Telephone is your full-service local telephone company, providing telephone service, sales, high-speed fiber optic internet packages, and professional surveillance systems for both commercial and residential customers. Beersford Telephone also offers the only in-town gig-certified internet provider, which offers the highest speed services. Wanting to upgrade your existing service? Contact Beersford Telephone today and let them get started on your high-speed services in no time.
Everyone at Total Stop are big sports fans. And they want to wish the very best to the participating teams and their loyal fans. Don't forget to stop at your local Total Stop for your gas and grocery needs. Plus, get Total Stop rewards by downloading the app. To get more information, go to TotalStopFoodStore.com.
Logan Teal,
in South Dakota,
the son of Wally and Sarah Teal.
Winning the confidence of local farmers, helping families account for their dreams.
Next we have Mackenzie Hebert, the daughter of Chad and Annette Hebert.
We owe it to the hard workers, big dreamers, and forward thinkers out there.
Maximilian Jasko, the son of Conrad and Kelly Jasko.
A great place to call home.
Next we have Nora.
For healthier crops and stronger yields, count on Nutrien Ag Solutions. By partnering with the leader in plant nutrition, you'll have access to innovative products and unmatched service that deliver impact and efficiency to every acre. Healthier crops, happier growers. Lead the field this season and beyond. Find your local crop consultant at nutrienagsolutions.com.
For all they do. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give them another warm Watchdog round of applause.
Which makes Farm Credit Services of America like no other.
Thank you to our seniors and parents
we serve. Our customers have a voice in how we work. a stake in what we do and share in our success. Discover a lender that works for you at Farm Credit Services of America. Farming is more than a livelihood. It's a legacy. Simplot was founded by a hardworking farmer like you over 90 years ago, and we've been growing America's farms for generations. With local crop advisors grounded in your success, Simplot Grower Solutions is in your fields and by your side. We dig in deep to pinpoint what you need, where you need it, when you need it, even when the forecast is unpredictable.
Shields All Sports Store is your one stop for everything outdoors, with local experts eager to guide you through the widest selection of brands. Your one stop for exercise gear to get working out or fashions for going out. And your one stop for footwear in your size, your style, yours to take home today. Shields, employee owned, community minded, and like no place you've ever shopped before.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Ace is the only hardware retailer that carries Benjamin Moore paint at over 3,800 stores. With Benjamin Moore's premium quality, you can be confident you're getting the best. You can buy in store or order what you need online for curbside pickup or delivery. When you want the best, Benjamin Moore paint from Ace at participating stores.
Find Benjamin Moore paint and other great products at your locally owned Olson's Ace Hardware in Beersford.
CoreCares helps individuals stay at home by offering caregiving, nursing, and medical alert systems in over 55 communities in South Dakota. Specializing in tasks like bathing, meal prep, and medication setups, our well-trained staff delivers exceptional care. We invest in our team through customized training and comprehensive benefits. To learn more about job opportunities or services, visit our website at corecares.com. CoreCares, proudly serving our community.
Grossenberg Implement just made it easier to find good used equipment. Just go to grossenberg.com and see what used equipment we have that you may want to upgrade to. Lots of 2023 units between tractors, combines, and everything in between. Stop into any of our 9 locations or browse online to see what will fit your operation. Grossenberg Implement has several late models available and great financing to help you with the cash flow. Visit with Grossenberg Sales Pros today to see what will fit your needs.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 57,000 participants here in South Dakota who take part in high school sports or activities.
Classics Lounge in downtown Beersford is your destination for fun with darts, pool, and to catch all the action no matter what game it is. The colder season is here. Keep your perfect golf swing by using the indoor golf simulator. From the gridiron to the court, Classics is your spot to catch all activities of Watchdogs Live. Ready to cool off with a cold one? Classics Lounge is always ready to serve them up with a bite to eat too. That's Classics Lounge in downtown Beersford.
Customer service is more than just a word. It's what Jensen Insurance Agency and Auto Owners Insurance does every day.
We have more companies than most agencies in town. We're able to find a competitive market for each family. We're able to farm that out, quote it with each of our carriers, including Auto Owners Insurance, of course, and see where it best fits.
In Sioux Falls, Beersford, and Elk Point, go to jensenagencyonline.com to find out more. Jensen Insurance Agency, building relationships since 1944.
Times like these, it's good to know there's a place where people know who you are, no matter how long you've been gone. A place where the smells of home cooking are still in the air, where a simple wave warms your heart, and sharing stories is just a way of life. It's good to be home. Agraria Insurance Company, protecting what's important in life. Contact your local Agraria Insurance Company agent.
Are you stuck in a job that gives you no family life? Work for Sioux Steel and enjoy a 4-day work week. Choose from first or second shift and receive a sign-on bonus. Sioux Steel builds farm bins and livestock solutions. Sioux Steel is hiring right now for machine operators and general laborers for both first and second shift. Sioux Steel makes it easy to apply. Go to their ProTech division in Lennox for walk-in interviews Monday through Thursday from 1 till 5, or apply online at SiouxSteel.com. Join the Sioux Steel team and work a flexible, family-friendly 4-day work week.
Do you have a pest problem? Got bats, ants, termites? Family owned and operated, Olson's Pest Technicians have had over 50 years experience taking care of pest problems in places across South Dakota, Nebraska, and Iowa. Utilizing brilliant methods such as Centricon bait stations for termites and Vicane treatment for bed bugs. There's no pest too tough for Olson's Pest Technicians. If you have pest problems, call 800-KILL-BUGS.
Fiesta Foods in Beersford is a family-owned grocery store that offers a convenient one-stop shop for everything you need when it comes to groceries. With their weekly ad and their website, you can also find the deals in every aisle. And don't forget about their butcher counter in the back that features the best cuts of meat in the area. Fresh bakery and fresh produce, Fiesta Foods has it all when you're looking to shop in the Beersford area. No matter the season, open 7 days a week, it's Fiesta Foods in Beersford.
Ag Service Partners is your trusted company for Pioneer seed, chemicals, and crop insurance. Pioneer Seeds has developed and tested products to meet your challenges in the field. Ag Service Partners also has you covered when the white rain comes or anything else you may need with crop insurance. Tested and tried chemicals right here in the area to provide the best yield for your field. Write down the number and contact Ag Service Partners for the best farming season year in and year out.
I believe so. It's loud. I'll tell him to quit yelling too. He always does that.
Either put the mic down and just yell.
Yeah, down here and say right here.
For over 80 years, Sioux Corporation has been designing and manufacturing industrial pressure washers, steam cleaners, water heaters, water chilling systems, and steam generators to serve the needs of their customers. Sioux Premium Equipment is designed and built with reliability, performance, durability, and user safety as its top priorities. Sioux is locally owned and operated in Beersford and a proud supporter of all things Watchdog activities.
When it comes to advertising, reaching the right market while giving back to the school is just plain right. If you're looking for an effective method that reaches a large fan base at once, then here's your ticket with Live Ticket TV. With over 90 schools in the state of South Dakota, we can help you advertise locally with just your home team or reach the region. Plus, a portion of all sales go directly back to the school. Get a hold of Heath Nimke today and let's get started in building your brand with Live Ticket TV.
Out here, you learn that to keep growing, you have to keep changing. CHS and the farmers and ranchers we serve know all about change, because together we've changed agriculture. That's why we're the largest farmer-owned cooperative in the country. So farmers own the system you need with advantages at every step. From innovative tools that help crops grow, to grain processing expertise, to energy solutions, we create connections to empower agriculture. Learn more at chsa.com.
Whether you're trying to be the next best amateur, or if you're like me and pretending you know anything about this game, then the Bridges at Beersford is the best 9-hole course in the area. Ooh, I think I missed him. The Bridges has everything you're looking for in a course, including a casual atmosphere and also a challenge on the greens. And the Bridges has a banquet space available too for your gatherings, so if you aren't into golf, they can still accommodate your needs. Visit their website today and find out more. What? I get as many mulligans as I want.
This is what matters. This is beyond X's and O's. This is the difference mutual respect makes. This is what character looks like. This is what defines us in South Dakota. This is sportsmanship. School sports, it's not the outcome that matters most, but the way the games are played. This message presented by the South Dakota High School Activities Association and the South Dakota Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Beersford Telephone is your full-service local telephone company, providing telephone service, sales, high-speed fiber optic internet packages, and professional surveillance systems for both commercial and residential customers. Beersford Telephone also offers the only in-town gig-certified internet provider, which offers the highest speed services. Wanting to upgrade your existing service? Contact Beersford Telephone today and let them get started on your high-speed services in no time.
Everyone at Total Stop are big sports fans. And they want to wish the very best to the participating teams and their loyal fans. Don't forget to stop at your local Total Stop for your gas and grocery needs. Plus, get Total Stop rewards by downloading the app. To get more information, go to TotalStopFoodStore.com.
Starting the first bank in South Dakota was the easy part, earning the confidence of local farmers, helping families account for their dreams, and securing the future for countless businesses took us a little longer. We owe it to the hard workers, big dreamers, and forward thinkers out there. Thank you for making South Dakota a great place to call home.
For healthier crops and stronger yields, count on Nutrien Ag Solutions. By partnering with the leader in plant nutrition, you'll have access to innovative products and unmatched service that deliver impact and efficiency to every acre. Healthier crops, happier growers. Lead the field this season and beyond. Find your local crop consultant at nutrienagsolutions.com.
No, I will.
Agriculture is like no other business, which makes Farm Credit Services of America like no other lender. Owned by the farmers and ranchers we serve, our customers have a voice in how we work, a stake in what we do, and share in our success. Discover a lender that works for you at Farm Credit Services of America.
Farming is more than a livelihood. It's a legacy. Simplot was founded by a hardworking farmer like you over 90 years ago, and we've been growing America's farms for generations. With local crop advisors grounded in your success, Simplot Grower Solutions is in your fields and by your side. We dig in deep to pinpoint what you need, where you need it, when you need it, even when the forecast is unpredictable.
Shields All Sports Store is your one-stop for everything outdoors, with local experts eager to guide you through the widest selection of brands. Your one-stop for exercise gear to get working out or fashions for going out. And your one-stop for footwear in your size, your style, yours to take home today. Shields, employee-owned, community-minded, and like no place you've ever shopped before.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Ace is the only hardware retailer that carries Benjamin Moore paint at over 3,800 stores. With Benjamin Moore's premium quality, you can be confident you're getting the best. You can buy in store or order what you need online for curbside pickup or delivery. When you want the best, Benjamin Moore paint from Ace at participating stores.
Find Benjamin Moore paint and other great products at your locally owned Olson's Ace Hardware in Beersford.
CoreCares helps individuals stay at home by offering caregiving, nursing, and medical alert systems in over 55 communities in South Dakota. Specializing in tasks like bathing, meal prep, and medication setups, our well-trained staff delivers exceptional care. We invest in our team through customized training and comprehensive benefits. To learn more about job opportunities or services, visit our website at corecares.com. CoreCares, proudly serving our community.
Grossenberg Implement just made it easier to find good used equipment. Just go to grossenberg.com and see what used equipment we have that you may want to upgrade to. Lots of 2023 units between tractors, combines, and everything in between. Stop into any of our 9 locations or browse online to see what will fit your operation. Grossenberg Implement has several late models available and great financing to help you with the cash flow. Visit with Grossenberg Sales Pros today to see what will fit your needs.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 57,000 participants here in South Dakota who take part in high school sports or activities.
Classics Lounge in downtown Beersford is your destination for fun with darts, pool, and to catch all the action no matter what game it is. The colder season is here. Keep your perfect golf swing by using the indoor golf simulator. From the gridiron to the court, Classics is your spot to catch all activities of Watchdogs Live. Ready to cool off with a cold one? Classics Lounge is always ready to serve them up with a bite to eat too. That's Classics Lounge in downtown Beersford.
Customer service is more than just a word. It's what Jensen Insurance Agency and Auto Owners Insurance does every day.
We have more companies than most agencies in town. We're able to find a competitive market for each family. We're able to farm that out, quote it with each of our carriers, including Auto Owners Insurance, of course, and see where it best fits.
In Sioux Falls, Beersford, and Elk Point, go to jensenagencyonline.com to find out more. Jensen Insurance Agency, building relationships since 1944.
In times like these, it's good to know there's a place where people know who you are, no matter how long you've been gone. A place where the smells of home cooking are still in the air, where a simple wave warms your heart, and sharing stories is just a way of life. It's good to be home. Agraria Insurance Company, protecting what's important in life. Contact your local Agraria Insurance Company agent.
Are you stuck in a job that gives you no family life? Work for Sioux Steel and enjoy a 4-day work week. Choose from first or second shift and receive a sign-on bonus. Sioux Steel builds farm bins and livestock solutions. Sioux Steel is hiring right now for machine operators and general laborers for both first and second shift. Sioux Steel makes it easy to apply. Go to their ProTech division in Lennox for walk-in interviews Monday through Thursday from 1 till 5, or apply online at siouxsteel.com. Join the Sioux Steel team and work a flexible, family-friendly 4-day work week.
Do you have a pest problem? Got bats, ants, termites? Family owned and operated, Olson's Pest Technicians have had over 50 years experience taking care of pest problems in places across South Dakota, Nebraska, and Iowa. Utilizing brilliant methods such as Centricon bait stations for termites and Vicane treatment for bed bugs, there's no pest too tough for Olson's Pest Technicians. If you have pest problems, call 800-KILL-BUGS.
Fiesta Foods in Beersford is a family-owned grocery store that offers a convenient one-stop shop for everything you need when it comes to groceries. With their weekly ad and their website, you can also find the deals in every aisle. And don't forget about their butcher counter in the back that features the best cuts of meat in the area. Fresh bakery and fresh produce, Fiesta Foods has it all when you're looking to shop in the Beersford area. No matter the season, open 7 days a week, it's Fiesta Foods in Beersford.
Ag Service Partners is your trusted company for Pioneer seed, chemicals, and crop insurance. Pioneer Seeds has developed and tested products to meet your challenges in the field. Ag Service Partners also has you covered when the white rain comes or anything else you may need with crop insurance. Tested and tried chemicals right here in the area to provide the best yield for your field. Write down the number and contact Ag Service Partners for the best farming season year in and year out.
Good luck tomorrow, Watchdogs volleyball and Orland turf.
For over 80 years, Sioux Corporation has been designing and manufacturing industrial pressure washers, steam cleaners, water heaters.
Welcome back to the Sioux Corporation Press Box. Sioux Corporation, the industry leader in manufacturing water heaters and chilling systems, steam generators, pressure washers, and steam cleaners.
Welcome back, football fans. We are starting the second half of the Beersford Watchdogs Flandreau Flyers regular season finale. Flandreau was up 21-7. Impressive first half for the Flandreau Flyers. You know, Seth, except for that first possession, and we have to apologize, we were saying that Flandreau was going to get the ball. We both forgot that the opening drive ended up on the first play ended up being an interception, which then resulted into a Beersford touchdown. Seth, you know, we've looked at this right now. What is the keys to, Flandreau's kind of could be on cruise control here with a 2-touchdown lead. What do you expect from Beersford this second half?
Yeah, Beersford definitely has to be a little bit more aggressive with our offensive play calling, just trying to get.
So Flandreau comes out with a somewhat of I don't know if it was a squib kick that ended up going right to an up lineman, or if it was intended to be kind of a trick onside kick, maybe hoping that it would bounce off one of the linemen and get a possession. Either way, it did not work. It ended up in the hands of Tate and Tweet, who returned it for probably a yard or two, and Beersford's going to take over 1st and 10 on the 47-yard line.
Yeah, and it looks like we have, this is a little interesting. Oh, never mind. We have tight end and a wing who trips right for Beersford.
Hand off to Malachi James up the middle. He looks like he's going to get about 8 yards. So we see now we've got to have a different running back in. Little injury report. It doesn't appear that Jax Fickbaum has returned to the sideline. So he's had some success.
He is in the
do we see
purple
him?
hoodie right now next to Owen Ronaldo.
So he is in street close. We will not see Jax Fickbaum the rest of the night. He had a pretty good first half, had some successful runs. He went for a real aggressive run to try to pick up some extra yards, took a big shot, and he is out guessing on some sort of a concussion protocol. So Landry Sims has come in to fill in. True freshman, 5'7", 140 pounds. Probably isn't going to bring as much thump as Jax did, even with Jax being a little lighter guy, but runs real hard. But I think Landry's a decent fill-in for him, that we can still successfully pick up some yards with him, and he proved it right there, getting that first down. So Beersford's down a few guys, moving some players in that we haven't seen a lot of throughout the season. Andrew Johnson.
I believe it's Van Kickericks.
Okay, I'm sorry, yes, Van Kickericks, sorry. And then we've also got, I think Trey Kurtenbach is out there playing some of the slot and the end. So moving some personnel in due to the fact that they're a little dinged up. So being down by 2 touchdowns, not exactly what the Watchdogs were hoping for. But, next man up. Anytime you're playing football, injuries is part of the game, and so we're going to have some new players in there. Right now, Beersford is starting a drive. They're on their 38-yard line, 2nd and 8. Oberle rolls out left, surveying the field. Doesn't have anybody open, just kind of gets rid of it, throws it. Luckily, didn't end up in an interception, as Ballard was out there kind of trying to reel that pass in. So Beersford will take over we'll take a 3rd and 8. Crucial possession here, right, Seth?
Yeah, because being down 2 scores, opening return, we had good field position. I think we were on our Beersford's 47. And right now, we really need to capitalize.
So Oberle is rolling out to his right, tip pass. Big decision to make here, as Beersford's all about on the 40, their own 40, 4th down and 8. You know, one thing I got to say, I just kind of noticed here, Seth, and it's funny because we haven't called his name and it never even dawned on me. Do we not have Cooper Nelson tonight?
We do not have Cooper Nelson.
So, big missing key, and it just kind of dawned on me as I'm looking out there. I'm like, where is he been all night?
Yeah,
kind of the heart and soul of the team, right?
Yeah, he is a big corner piece on both offense and defense. And
kind of a chess piece, too. You can do a lot of different things with him, whether he's a lineman or, like we talked about earlier, running back. So, they are playing with several men down here tonight. So, they're hanging in there pretty well, considering that they've got quite a few pieces out, including Ian Henderson. And like we said earlier, I'm sure Flandreau's probably down some players as well. So never a good thing when you're coming into the playoffs, pretty dinged up.
Yeah. And injuries happen all the time, though.
It's just part of football, right?
Yeah.
Flandreau's going to take over, 1st and 10. Beersford's not the way you want to start by giving the team that's up by 2 touchdowns, but they've got them deep. 1st and 10, about on the 18-yard line. Parsley under center. Tight formation. Straight handoff. Big gain here. Hedrick running for about 40 yards. Really nice carry. Just opened wide open for him. It turned into a track meet. Beersford's very fortunate they were able to catch him. Not a good start for the Watchdogs so far.
No, and it looked like he was able to cut. It looked like he went up the field a little bit, and then he was able to cut outside, and there was no one out there to contain him. So
Flandreau's going to take 1st and 10 on their own 45. Watchdogs need a big stop on this series. Tough to come back from three scores, especially when you're down some men. So we'll see if the Watchdogs can. Looks like they're really stacking the line of scrimmage, expecting a run. Ballard in motion, run a reverse. Cameron Flute, who's had a great game. Beersford stops them for about an 8-yard gain. Flandreau 2nd and 2. Right now, Watchdogs really just got to stop the bleeding.
Mm-hmm.
Big stop here is going to be the key to keeping this game close. We've seen it time and time. High school football, college football, NFL football, it doesn't matter. You get up 3 scores, the morale starts to wear on the other team. Running game starts to kick in, and a lot of times it's real tough to come back. Beersford does have that big play potential, but you really want to do that with 2 scores down. So we'll see if Beersford can find a way to make a stop here. Parsley under center, handing it, nope, keeps it, goes around the right side, nobody there. He does have a pitch option, but keeps it himself, takes it down to about the 10-yard line. Nice run by Paul Parsley.
Yeah, and that play proved one thing that we've struggled with all night: misdirection.
Correct.
Them hiding the football from us has been a very difficult thing for us to keep track of.
And Parsley, as he got out there, probably wisely keeping the ball. He did have Ballard to the outside, could have pitched it. Don't know if there was any more yards to be had by pitching it, but why put in one more layer of risk by letting the ball out of your hands? So he wisely kept the ball, was able to get a really nice gain. Looks like they're about on the 8. Parsley in shotgun, fakes the pitch to the right, throws it out to a wide open touchdown. Touchdown to Luke Shepard.
We do have a flag on the play, though.
So flag on the play. Maybe the touchdown will be a race. It doesn't look like anybody from Flandreau is looking too excited. I'm sure there was probably a legal motion. Ball will come back. So touchdown is going to escape Luke Shepard one more time tonight. Couple close calls with some deep balls. He just got overshot on one, another one in the end zone that we almost connected on. And it looked like tonight he was going to get himself 6 on that play. But unfortunately for the Flyers, there is a flag on the play, which is going to bring them back. It's going to be 1st and 10, probably about, well, we'll see if this gets all sorted out, but it looks like it's going to end up somewhere around on maybe the 12th. Looks like probably the 12 or the 13-yard line. So it'll be 1st and goal from the 13. Parsley under center. 2 backs. Pitch to Ballard, up the middle, wide open hole. Ballard easily walks into the end zone. Flandreau now taking a lead of 27-6. We'll be lining up for the extra point. Well executed play up front by the Flandreau Flyers on several downs there, really opening up some big holes from the beginning with Hedrick with his big long run, and another one right there where, boy, I don't know if Ballard, had a whole lot to really to work through on that play. It looked like it was pretty easy, almost a walk-in for him at the end. So Beersford has not found the answer on how to stop the run so far this half. Another good kick from Flandreau makes it a 28-7 lead. Flandreau Flyers looking really good coming out this second half. Beersford at this point, it's probably almost a requirement to answer in some fashion here right now, right, Seth?
Yeah, because you're down 3 scores with a little under 7 minutes left in the third quarter, and while it would be good to meticulously march down the field, we don't have the time in the world to make that happen and still walk away with a win. So we're going to have to come at this with more tempo than we have had.
Right, and then with the running game success that we've seen now here in the second half with Flandreau, it looks like they'll have the ability not to only work out the clock, but get big chunks. Both of those are obviously detrimental to a comeback. So, yeah, score here is going to be really, really important. And like you said, some urgency behind the offense now is going to be critical. So we'll see what Beersford can dial up. Just under 7 minutes left in the first quarter. Flandreau up 28-7. Oberle deep. Malachi James, I believe, the other deep man. We haven't really. I don't know if we've seen a return this year. Last year we had some success with that with Gavel, but this year we just have not seen the big kick returns.
Let it go out.
Another one's going to go out of bounds. This will be a penalty. Beersford will take over. I think, what is that, on the 35-yard line on a penalty?
Yep.
So good field position here to start out.
Yeah, it looks like Flandreau really does not want to give the ball to our deep returners, which would be Ashton, our quarterback, and Malachi. And I think they're really worried about Malachi just getting the ball and turning the Jets on.
Yeah, they've proven that they've got a really talented kicker. I mean, all these extra points, easily, really nice, beautiful kicks right down the middle. I would have no doubt with the win that kicker could kick it into the end zone or close to it. But they've been choosing to kind of do a squib kick. Malachi James on 1st and 10 gets about a 2-yard gain. Flandreau not allowing anything up the middle here on this drive and really the whole second half. I think right now Beersford's probably have to start looking at trying to attack the edges somewhere in the passing game. As you said, the urgency is there. You do want to keep them honest, obviously, and run the ball. But you can also become a little predictable here at this point. So I would expect Eberts and coaching staff now, as we approach the 6-minute mark in the third quarter, to start to open this thing up. I don't know what kind of pressure Flandreau can put. We've seen a little bit of that tonight, but we've also seen Oberle willing to tuck it and kind of take off and not sit back there. And you can pick up some big chunks of yardage doing that as well. Trying that underneath run again with James, nothing doing. Host of Flyers there to take and clean that up. Beersford now in 3rd and long. Definitely a passing situation at this point. 3rd and 7.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised that Beersford hasn't really gone to the edge that much this week, or tonight. Last week against Sioux Valley, they tried to get to the edge fairly often, but I think they've only tried to go to the edge a couple times tonight, which is a little unusual for Beersford.
Right. Typically, you see that screen pass. Oberle will take it from shotgun, maybe a step back, throws it out to the sideline, and then will basically pick up a screen, James, pretty intense runner. A lot of times you can get that extra 2-3 yards, keep the chains moving. Tonight, just a different philosophy, and they're trying to do some different things. We're going to take a break.
Heaters, water chilling systems, and steam generators to serve the needs of their customers. Sioux Premium Equipment is designed and built with reliability, performance, durability, and user safety as its top priorities. Sioux is locally owned and operated in Beresford and a proud supporter of all things Watchdog activities.
When it comes to advertising, reaching the right market while giving back to the school is just plain right. If you're looking for an effective method that reaches a large fan base at once, then here's your ticket with Live Ticket TV. With over 90 schools in the state of South Dakota, we can help you advertise locally with just your home team or reach the region. Plus, a portion of all sales go directly back to the school. Get a hold of Heath Nimke today.
Welcome back to the Sioux Corporation Press Box. Sioux Corporation, the industry leader in manufacturing water heaters and chilling systems, steam generators, pressure washers, and steam cleaners.
Welcome back. Beresford sitting at 3rd and 7. Critical possession here as they're down by 3 scores. 5 minutes left in the third quarter. Oberly under center. Takes the snap, fakes the handoff, throws over the top. The wind seems to hold that ball up that's been tipped. James with an amazing catch.
That is a catch by Malachi James.
The ball was tipped. Tipped again as he's falling down, basically doing a somersault. He somehow, with one hand, corrals the ball in, holds it to his hip. Highlight catch by Malachi James to keep the drive alive. 1st and 10. Beresford Watchdogs on their own 41. What a play, Seth. What a play, huh?
Jeff, if that's not a hat trick, I don't know what is. He tipped that ball to himself, and it rolled around his arm to his back, and he was able to secure it. I don't know how that didn't hit the ground, but we will certainly take it.
I wish it was on a highlight reel on a replay. Unfortunately, we tried to do an end around with him. Tried that, had some success earlier in the game. Tried it earlier this drive. It did not work. Tried it again, trying to maybe get the ball to the hot hand. Flandreau said, not a chance. We are going to actually cause you to lose 4 yards. Now we're at 2nd down and 14. Watchdogs cannot afford to go backwards anymore. These second long, third long down situations are really working into Flandreau's favor. They've got some talented back end folks, and good example there. A lot of things covered down the middle of the field. So this is, like we said, critical possession. You really don't want to fall back. You really end up. What do you think, Seth? Down by 3 touchdowns. Just about to the end of the third quarter. Are we really already in 4-down territory where you just can't afford to punt, or what do you think if we can't convert on this?
If we were down 2 scores, I would say maybe situationally, but we're down 3, and really with almost the third quarter completely gone, we're in 4th down. We're in 4-down territory, just trying to get the chains moving, get closer to the red zone.
Oberly drops back, throws across the middle, overshoots Kai James. 4th and 13, bringing in some different personnel. I don't know if this. I don't see.
It looks like
Hammenberg's dropping back to punt. It looks like they're just going to go ahead, forfeit this possession, punt it away, hope to play defense. This is one of those things where do you get them pinned deep, start to punch at the ball, claw at the ball, see if you can get a turnover. Beresford just has not been able to maintain drives. Maybe you need to get the ball a little deeper into to Flandreau's territory. So we're going to down the ball just in front of the 10-yard line. Flandreau will retain possession or take over possession. 1st and 10 on their own 10 or 11-yard line.
Yeah, and if I was Coach Ebert, I would just be sending people left and right. Not going overly crazy because they have proved tonight that they can hit those deep shots, but put a little bit more pressure on Parsley and try to get him to get the ball out quicker, or make him make a bad read and make a mistake, try to get the ball back, just something to give us an advantage, especially with Flandreau on their own 10-yard line with their backs in the red zone.
And I think we'll probably see a healthy dose of some running here with Ballard. This one here, Parsley fakes to him, takes it around the right side. It's wide open. He looked like he probably easily picked up the first down. Couldn't really tell where he went out of bounds. Wisely just takes it out of bounds. No reason to take a big shot along the sideline on an 8-yard pickup. Parsley is very deceptive in the backfield with the ball. Because of his length, he can put the ball out there. It's easy to be seen. He pulls it back. I think the linebackers were a little duped there. If me looking at that particular formation, would make an assumption you would hand it off to Ballard, but he pulls it in, does a bootleg around the right side. I think we'll see a healthy dose here of the players that we've seen tonight. It's the Ballard, it's the Hedrick. Looks like Hedrick coming up the middle, picks up the first down, and sprinkle in some Cameron Flute in here, and you've got kind of the trifecta of backs and skilled players, and Parsley has been very good at dishing it out to all three of those guys tonight, and Beersford's still trying to find the answer here in the second half.
Yeah, Parsley tonight has really done well with, spreading the wealth between all of his key receivers and key skill players on the offense, and they've gotten 4 touchdowns out of it.
And you got to give it up to the line. Last year when we talked about this, when you were playing, Beersford really dominated the line of scrimmage offensively and defensively. Tonight it's a different story. Flandreau's done a great job up front. Straight handoffs, pass protection, you name it, they've done a great job. And yes, they gave up some chunks of yards sometimes in the first half to Fickbaum, but the second half, they've played lights out.
Oh, yeah. It seems like after that halftime break, they've really turned it around. They've been a lot more, trying to find the word, organized.
Right, and I think, missing a player, like we said earlier, I'm actually embarrassed that I didn't recognize it the first half, but Cooper Nelson being such an integral part of this team, there's a big loss there, and we're seeing it tonight. A lot of these plays, Cooper seems to sniff them out. You have to kind of game plan around him because he can be a little disruptive, whether he's playing linebacker or defensive end. But Flandreau picks up another first down, close to midfield, 1st and 10 on the 46, we'll call it. Flandreau has it rolling. Right now, whatever they want to do on the ground, they seem like they have it. Whether you want to fake some handoffs, do some counters, go right around the end, bootlegs, what have you, but it's really keeping Beersford off balance, and right now they're starting to really crowd the line of scrimmage. This will open up that big pass play. They're going to throw it over back to Ballard. Kai James, one-on-one, makes the tackle. Ball on the 34-yard line. Luckily, James was out there when I seen him first throw the ball. I was expecting maybe to see Ballard by himself. I think the first read probably was to Cameron Flute, but Beersford I think Oberle was on him, and then they look all the way to the backside of the field. Typically on those types of plays, defense is over pursued, and you find a wide open player. He was, but luckily here we were able to make a stop. But nice play design by Flandreau. I've been really impressed with the way they've been able to mix this up. Pitch out to the right side to Hedrick, nothing doing. 2nd and 10, Flandreau, or actually a loss of a yard. So 2nd and 11 on their 36.
Yeah, but with right now, looks like we might get one more play in before the end of the third quarter, but Flandreau right now, they seem to have all of the momentum right now.
And it's a clock killer. That's the one thing here. You're able to run the football, take your time, huddle up, no urgency, and what they've melted away, several minutes here on their way to, it looks like they could go on cruise control here in the second half. We'll take a break.
And let's get started in building your brand with Live Ticket TV.
Out here, you learn that to keep growing, you have to keep changing. CHS and the farmers and ranchers we serve know all about change, because together we've changed agriculture. That's why we're the largest farmer-owned cooperative in the country. So So farmers own the system they count on with advantages at every step. From innovative tools that help crops grow, to grain processing expertise, to energy solutions, we create connections to empower agriculture. Learn more at chsinc.com.
Whether you're trying to be the next best amateur, or if you're like me and pretending you know anything about this game, then the Bridges at Beersford is the best 9-hole course in the area. Ooh, I think I missed him. The Bridges has everything you're looking for in a course, including a casual atmosphere and also a challenge on the greens. And the Bridges has a banquet space available too for your gatherings, so if you aren't into golf, they can still accommodate your needs. Visit their website today and find out more. What? I get as many mulligans as I want.
This is what matters. This is beyond X's and O's. This is the difference mutual respect makes. This is what character looks like. This is what defines us in South Dakota. This is sportsmanship.
Welcome back to the Sioux Corporation Press Box. Sioux Corporation, the industry leader in manufacturing water heaters and chilling systems, steam generators, pressure washers, and steam cleaners.
Well, welcome back. Flandreau, 2nd and 11 on their own 36-yard line. Looking to convert another first down, keep this drive alive, continue to milk the clock, and maybe even score again here to really kind of solidify probably a win, if you get up by 4 or 5 touchdowns. I don't ever want to give up hope. I've seen stranger things, but right now Flandreau seems to be in control. Seth, looking around, we started this broadcast talking a little bit about playoffs, thinking that Beersford was maybe solidified, but looking around the scores right now, we may not be out of the woods. Duel with 2 wins and Wagner with 2 wins are both in hotly contested games. And then the other interesting game that's out there, maybe a little preview of what we could see in the playoffs with Elk Point and Sioux Valley in a close game within a touchdown as well. Elk Point was up. Fumble, ball is loose, Beersford recovers. Maybe this will be the momentum shift that Beersford's been waiting for.
That was Cohen Shirk with the fumble recovery.
So they tried a little deceptive play, tried to do the underneath handoff. They've had success with that tonight. The exchange in the handoff was not good. It got kicked around a little bit, ended up moving downfield, and there wasn't a flyer to be seen around the ball. Everyone was still kind of looking around where it originally dropped, and some Watchdogs were able to kind of keep their eye on the ball. So back in business. Ultimately, you'd love to have a turnover happen closer to your own end zone, but we'll take it. 1st and 10, 30-yard line. Big play opportunities galore here as they're just going to start throwing the ball, I believe. Oberle, lots of pressure to throw off his back foot. Peyton Hoffman with a diving catch. Back umpire says it was a catch. Nice back-to-back receptions from Peyton and from Malachi James, kind of acrobatics with James, and then all-out effort there by just diving and getting his arms underneath that catch. Seth, this looks like this is where we're going to be right now, right? We're just going to start skying it out there. Oberle started to get a lot of pressure to throw off his back foot. Never really got a whole lot into that ball, which made it kind of float in there a little bit longer, but Hoffman able to get his arms underneath that one and corral it in. We'll see what we do here with Oberle in shotgun again. Throwing on the old pump fakes, throws it across the middle, overshoots Perez. 2nd and 10, Beersford on their 39-yard line.
Yeah, and we are 10.5 minutes left in the game, down 3 scores. We got to go tempo. That's
got to
really
happen right now. Yeah,
right
I'm really surprised that we're even huddling at this point. You think that we would start to do a little more up. It seems like Ronaldo is saying, okay, we got to get another personnel out there. 10.5 minutes, things need to roll. The clock is stopped, so you do have the advantage now to huddle up, but I expect if we see another completion, things will start to get a little hurried. You will run out of time. It is against you right now. So Oberle under center. Fakes hands off. Landry Sims gets wrapped up at about a 3-yard gain. Boy, did not see the tackle. I look like
it was a linebacker.
Yeah, 59. So our program, I'm going to guess that's probably an Andrew Martinez. I'm sorry if it's not, otherwise maybe William Lonebear. I cannot tell. We don't have the right numbers apparently on this program. I don't know if there was some numbers switched, but right now, Flandreau is not going to give up yards on the ground. We've seen it time and time. I think we're going to have to win on Oberle's arm. Malachi James in motion, fake the reverse. Oberle rolls out right, has an open Kurtenbach. Trey Kurtenbach with about a 10-yard gain, first down. I don't know if Kurtenbach's got a reception this season. I don't recall one.
I think that's his first catch of the season.
Hasn't had a whole lot of time, but due to the injuries and some of the personnel changes that we had to experience here, he is getting some playing time tonight. Ran a nice route. Great play design by the Watchdogs, getting Oberle into space and then finding Trey out there on the outside. Beersford first and 10 on their 23. Oberle looks like a handoff.
Handoff to Malachi.
I couldn't tell who got the ball there. 3 yards in a cloud of dust, we'll call it. Not an effective run play either way. Flandreau really getting tight in there on the defensive side against the run. Just nowhere to go. Defensive line is plugging up holes. Linebackers are filling very well. Once again, success is going to happen probably on the arm of Oberle. I wouldn't be surprised if they abandon the run here completely going forward, as there's only 8.5 minutes left in the game. You're desperately trying to get a touchdown here. Oberle is under pressure. He is sacked.
And,
Gage Ballard.
It looked like he got
Oberle's getting up very gingerly. Does not look like he's injured to the point, but a little shaken up, getting over to the sideline to get the next play. Beersford really needs to make this more urgent. Unfortunately, he's a little banged up, but they got to get him back up to the line of scrimmage here. That sack up, they're going to pull Oberle off. Maybe a little. He did have some concussion concerns last week with a hand to the face. Maybe there was something that happened inside of there, and I think now they're going to take some precautions. So John Savvy, true freshman, number 4, entering the game. A lot of pressure on John here. Need to throw the football. The clock continues to tick. Under 7.5 minutes left. John Savvy in shotgun takes the snap. Surveys the field. Pump fakes. Does not throw a great ball. Boom! But
so close.
It was underneath. Flandreau, defensive back, kind of allows Payton to undercut him. Almost converted that on his first. That would have been a great way to kind of get him introduced into the game and get him into the flow. But now we're sitting at 4th and long. Have to convert. Have to throw the football. John's coming in, a little bit cold, but hey, this is where you got to step up. And this is a time to see what you're made of. So hopefully John can, I think we're going to take a timeout, maybe get Oberle back in the game. A lot of pressure on a true freshman coming in. Hey, by the way, it's 4th and 17. We really need this. No worries.
Yeah, and with Ashton getting banged up last week, John did play. I think he played most of the second half. And
correct.
Looks like we're going to go to commercial break.
All right, take a break.
School sports. It's not the outcome that matters most, but the way the games are played. This message presented by the South Dakota High School Activities Association and the South Dakota Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Welcome back to the Sioux Corporation Press Box. Sioux Corporation, the industry leader in manufacturing water heaters and chilling systems, steam generators, pressure washers, and steam cleaners.
Welcome back. It's crunch time for Beersford Watchdogs. 4th and about 17. This will potentially be a kind of wrap things up. Oberle's back in the game, drops back, throws over the top. Ball was tipped. It was intended for Malachi James. Ball was tipped. Flandreau will turn over. 7 minutes left. up 28-7. I would expect we're going to see a continued heavy dose of the three horsemen, so to speak. Parsley will be handing the ball off, I would assume, to Ballard, Hedrick, and Mr. Cameron Flute, as they have tonight with some success. As long as they can keep their hands on the ball tonight, I would expect they can get to milk some clock away. Really probably start to put Beersford in a spot where they start to look into next week, assuming that playoffs are still on there. Right now, I'd assume Flandreau is also looking to try to stay healthy. Here goes Ballard around the right side, makes two. Watchdogs miss, picks up a first down. This is going to really help their cause with burning up clock. Another fresh set of downs. They could basically start to make Beersford consider using timeouts if they chose to do so to try to stop the clock. So looking at Flandreau at this point, looks like we're probably going to start to look at wrapping this game up. Would you start to put in some of your backups or second stringers, so to speak? I don't ever like the word backups, but you know what I'm saying. The second string players. One, give them a little varsity experience, knowing it's a regular season game, but you also still want to stay healthy. I don't know who they'll be matched up with next week, but you sure would hate to see one of their players go down. We have a flag on this play, Parsley with a runner on the left, potentially thrown usually around the area where there's some holding, so I'd expect this one's going to come back.
Yeah, if I was Flandreau, they're currently ranked, I believe, 12th. So they're about middle of the pack.
Sure, playing a 8th ranked team, more than likely.
Yeah, so middle of the pack, not many teams that would really bump them down very many spots seed-wise. So I could see around maybe like the 5-minute mark or so that they'll start subbing in their younger kids.
And where they were at with an extra win tonight, there could be someone, there's a 5-win team up there. I guess they didn't look so heavily into the schedule tonight. Potentially there was a 5-win team out there with their 5 wins. Maybe they jumped them a spot. So, the seeding will get worked out. But I think you're right, Seth. Regardless of where you get seated, you certainly don't want to ruin your chances at a victory next week. And it is time with just under 6 minutes left to start to look forward into next week. I think right here they're just going to milk the clock out. Hedrick with a short run up the middle. You could continue to bring this thing down to, 3 minutes, even if you don't convert a first down here. So looking into next week, you don't want to lose anybody on this and come out of this with a win, unscathed, and look into next week. Beersford probably going to need a little help here tonight with both of those games with 2-win teams. If both of those two teams were to happen to win, they would have 3 wins on the season. Beersford would probably be out of the playoffs with only 2. So we'll see how this shakes out here by the end of the night. Beersford on a blitz, left wide open. Luke Shepard might get that touchdown yet tonight. Looks like indeed he will. Flandreau will go up 34-7. Luke Shepard, congratulations. You have been so close to touchdowns throughout this evening, and now taking one over the top, right down the middle of the field. Parsley lays one in, hits him right in the hands. Beautiful play design. I am sure Beersford was assuming, as I was, that there would be probably a matter of running out the clock. And you know what? No one says in the rule book that when you're up by 3 touchdowns that you have to run the clock out. You can just go ahead and still throw the ball. And that's, in fact, what they did. So,
yeah, and earlier we were talking about a couple games to watch. I'm looking at the scores right now, and Sioux Valley, who's ranked 2nd, beat EPJ 3rd, 17-14.
Ooh, good game.
So Sioux Valley will stay at 2nd, and EPJ will stay at 3rd. Another game that we were looking at is between Mobridge Pollock versus Dual, and Dual is 17th, so right below us, just outside of the playoffs. They lost to Mobridge 19-13. So I don't know if they would be able to bump us out due to points.
I don't know. Was Mobridge? I think they were a 5-2 team. Last time I checked. So I don't know what that strength of schedule looks like It seemed from conversation, it felt like Beersford was somewhat locked in on 16, but that will be an interesting game and see how those points turn out.
Yeah, and then we have, it's Miller Highmore. They are 18th, and they're fairly close behind us point-wise, and they're playing Wagner right now, and it's a very close game. 28-34, Wagner is up with about 10 minutes left in the fourth quarter.
So we have a 2-6 team playing a 1-6 team. So ultimately, there is some, there is some implications there, with depending on which team wins and who ends up with 3 wins, or potentially who else wins up with 2 wins. So I don't know if all this is baked quite yet. It might have been a little presumptive on that in the beginning, based on what we saw on the calendar. Dexter Miller with another one of his kick returns tonight. Once again, playing a little bit further up, not a lot of room there. He just basically corralled the ball in and met by a host of Flandreau Flyers. So, Seth, let's just kind of wrap this up. This is the regular season. We talked about this being senior night, and of course some of these players, this is the last time they'll get to play on this field. Looking at overall the entire season, come out hot playing Baltic, really kind of laid it on them in that opening game, and I realize Baltic hasn't had an amazing season, but boy, it sure looked super positive the way that they were able to throw the ball, and then they backed it up in Parker with a lot of big plays, and then since then, they've just had some moments in time where it looks like it's there, and then it can vanish in a heartbeat as well. Does that seem like it's been kind of the case?
Yeah, it seems like they've had glimpses of this team that is firing on all cylinders, but it seems like it's very brief and at different parts during the game, and it doesn't feel like they've had a complete game per se since Parker.
Yeah, that's true. There's been parts somewhere lacking, whether it was big moments, turnovers, penalties, some of those types of things. They just eventually catch up to you and they compound, and unfortunately, this will be a six game streak of losses. You never want to finish your season that way or enter the playoffs that way, but it is the fact of the matter at this point. Flandreau, on the other hand, very nice showing tonight. As we said, we were expecting something. Oh, beautiful over-the-top play. These are these moments in time, as we just expressed. You'll see these plays from time to time move the chains, and then finishing off those drives is sometimes where where the momentum stops. But nice connection to Oberle to Malachi James. As we end up here, just approaching 3 minutes at the end of this game. Once again, hoping that we just keep everybody in the last 3 minutes safe, and everyone goes home tonight healthy.
Pass.
Oberle's pass intended for Matt Hommenberg. Didn't quite make the connection. Maybe the route got a little deeper than what Oberle was looking for, or the ball just got underthrown a little bit. Either way, did not make the connection. It is 2nd and 10, Watchdogs. Clock stops, of course, due to the incomplete pass. It appears, Seth, I have not seen any different personnel on the defense so far for Flandreau. So, I don't want to say they're rolling the dice, but, you are kind of putting some of your potential stars out there in harm's way as we start to wrap this up, when it seems like there's a game at hand. Maybe this is the last series that we'll see them. It's 3rd and 10 for the Watchdogs. Definitely we'll see, if it's not converted here, we'll definitely see a 4th down. So we'll see if they try to just gain some yards here, trying to work this 5 and out type of pass right now. I assume that we're probably going to try to see something a little deeper down the seam, potentially. Trying to pick up a 1st down, trying to at least get a score.
Yeah, and try to cut down this lead at the end of the game.
Oberle throws it over the middle, overshoots. Peyton Hoffman, 4th and 10. Oberle seems to comes over the sideline, like that left arm just kind of hangs. Have you seen that? I think there's more going on there than what we saw, he took kind of a big shot on that sack, and it just hasn't looked right since then. So there might be something going on there with his shoulder.
Yeah, it looked like when he came off, he was kind of doing some circle movements with his shoulder. So it might have been a stinger. It might have been something with like a rotator cuff or something like that. But
so the injuries just continue to just kind of build up on the Watchdogs. Unfortunately, here's the season's coming to an end, at least the regular season. Flandreau bursts up the middle, puts a lot of pressure on Oberle. He's going to scamper for a first down. Whoa, almost a late hit there at the end. Maybe hard to tell on this side, but it looked like he would already kind of let up. But 1st and 10, Watchdogs. I don't see any flags on the field, but I do not see the chains are starting to move. Okay, 1st and 10. He did get out of bounds. Clock will stop. 2 minutes, 42 seconds left. So, Seth, let's start talking about what we see next year. We obviously have a very experienced line. We're going to miss some size going into next year. Joe Sharp, 6'5", 6'6".
actually, I think he's listed
6'7", 260. Obviously, we talked about him earlier, is Cooper Nelson. Been a heck of a player here for the last several years. And then just experienced, linemen Cohen Shirk, Jace Adams. I think Tate and Tweet, I believe, is a senior as well. So you're going to lose, basically your core of linemen.
It looks like Tate and Tweet is a junior.
A junior, so we'll have him come back.
Returner.
But you're going to lose kind of a core line, experienced line. You do have some skilled positions. Jax Fixbaum, who we watched here earlier tonight, that ended up getting dinged up in his street clothes, also a senior. But Oberle just being a sophomore, wide receivers, running backs, all will be coming in. He has juniors, seniors, so it'll be heavy laden in the skilled position, but very light and really not that deep in the line. We'll probably be seeing some sophomores starting. Your brother probably being one of those.
Yeah.
So next year will be interesting. So you've played with a few of these guys, practiced with some of them. What are your thoughts on next year coming into this season?
Well, this next year they're going to be very, as you said, they're going to be young and inexperienced, but I have a feeling that it's going to be a little bit of a repeat of, I believe it was like 3-4 years ago. We weren't the greatest, but we had pieces that were getting put in motion, and 3 years ago we won our first playoff game in almost 30 years or so, and we had a winning season and first one in a long time, and we were able to find pieces that just fit together in certain areas and kind of just finding the pieces that clicked. And that's going to be one big thing that they're going to need to work on this next year, is just finding the right guys in the right positions to get everything to work.
Yeah, and one thing too, when you've got, that will wrap up that drive. Oberle tried to hit, I think, Peyton Hoffman near the back of the end zone. It was intercepted. I'm not sure.
That would be Cameron Flute.
Okay, Cameron
had a heck of a game tonight.
Whale of a game tonight, and that should wrap it up. I think Flandreau now, I would expect they will not pass going forward. But yeah, I believe you're right. And the one thing, as young as they'll be on the line, it's really difficult to tell how big are some of these players going to be. Obviously, as they get stronger, they get bigger. So sometimes what may look, I don't want to say the word bleak, but not build a lot of confidence in by looking at some of the players today, but knowing that, one more year of maturity, one more year of strength building, getting them in the weight room, and then just watching the height and the weight come on. So, there's always room for growth when you're looking at linemen, and then the experience and the dynamics that they have in the skilled position player gives me a lot of hope for next year. So, Seth, we're getting down here. I think that they'll probably let the clock run out. Would like to take this opportunity. We had a ton of help from some middle schoolers here tonight. I don't have all the names, unfortunately, but a cast of middle schools that helped put this broadcast together, learning on the fly on sports media and that sort of thing, and it's been a tremendous help. Matt Storrell, Renee James, leading that crew to make this possible. And I got to say, this is the second year of doing Live Ticket. I've really enjoyed it. Had a blast doing this with you tonight, Seth.
Yeah, it's been pretty fun.
And looks like this game is going to come to an end. Regular season for the Beersford Watchdogs will come to an end with it. And on behalf of the entire Dogbone Entertainment crew, on behalf of Seth, on behalf of myself, we would like to say good night and so long, and we will see you next year.